Wait,
friends!
Really?
Welcome to Nature Chick's Arda Campaign, the show where you come for the game and stay for the science. Yes, really. Hi, I'm Sheryl. My pronouns are she, her. Oh, and I'm the dungeon master for the Arda Campaign. I'm also a PhD candidate studying ecology at the University of Illinois at Chicago. When I'm not doing research, I'm also a science communicator and the host of the Roving Naturalist on YouTube. And I'm a cast member on the First Watch now, where we just published our 3rd episode of the new campaign, and my character almost got one-shot permakilled, so go watch that. So I was definitely not all the way down in my chair and put myself with a black and white filter because I thought I was dead. And if you want even more Dungeons and Dragons and me, you can also check out Treetops and Tarasques, an event where you can come on a tour led by Nancy, where we'll be playing D&D in the Ecuadorian Cloud Forest. Yeah. That's me. Then there's Peter.
Hi, my name's Peter. I'm the cleric for the Arda Campaign. My character's name is Cedric. Yes, me personally, I am. Cedric and I both use he, him pronouns. I'm trying to think of other things that Cedric and I have in common. We're both very charming, friendly people that everyone likes. But unlike Cedric, I am an entomologist. And I study farm bugs that are bad and also growing crops good and do that research and then give that information to other human beings. That's what I do.
Amazing. Then there's Cindy.
Hi, I'm Cindy, she, her. I'm a science enthusiast and play an Andorian engineer over on the Heroes of Awesome Constellation on the Weirdly Switching YouTube channels. Here, I'm playing Nautia, the water method druid. Also, she, her.
Are we ever going to get more of that? I'm sad. I need my fix.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've heard nothing.
I will continue hoping.
I know. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I may actually have to ask him.
And then there's Nancy.
Hi friends, I'm Nancy. I am also an entomologist. I live in Quito, Ecuador, which is more exciting now than it has been in recent days. So I do work in tourism here, so I will take your butt around the beautiful Ecuadorian jungles to look at the insects and also the birds. I went birding.
I saw a snake picture.
Yeah, and there's a torrent duck picture that my client just posted as well. So yeah, we're kind of like an everything tour, more focused on insects. Anyway, so that's me. I play Kay. She is a Aasimar rogue with an attitude problem, and our pronouns are she, her.
You should definitely go birding with Nancy because she has fantastic onesie pajamas that she wears to go birding.
I do not wake up at 6. Happily, that's for sure. So I literally set my alarm for like 5 minutes before we're supposed to be there and like roll out in my onesie pajamas.
I love that your vibe is like both like way too dolled up to be in the rainforest and also like way too I don't give a shit to be in the rainforest. Like it's never
it's
just
a
like,
vibe.
These are the things that you would expect. It's like I am wearing everything or like I drug
nothing.
My ass.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was so funny because we had gone out like all morning, so we didn't even get back until like 11. And that was when a whole bunch of other people were entering the lodge. So there are all these people and like they're like quick dry clothes and they're like brown and they're khaki and they're green. And then there's me. I'm like in my rainbow unicorn onesie with the hood up, my neon pink sparkle boots, and like my little sparkle fanny pack. And I'm like,
it's a look.
And they're like, what are you? I'm like, the guide. So
the guide.
Also, I want you to know that my niece has that exact same onesie, and
she's
6, and it's her favorite thing. So yeah, I think you're her new favorite person.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely her new favorite entomologist.
Yeah, I'm sorry I beat you out, Peter.
It's okay.
You'll have to bring her to the rainforest, and we can all go out in onesies together. I have a toothless onesie for you if you'd like. It comes with a tail.
That would be very much my vibe. I'm into that.
Amazing.
Yeah, it has like little eyes and it has wings. If you open your arms, like the wings are there. So So you can go in the toothless onesie, and then we can go birding in the unicorn
Welcome
onesie.
to Nature Check, where we haven't hung out with one another in a few weeks. You all out there in audience land, because we know you're there.
Hi, we're unhinged today.
We're great, super focused.
You know that you can hang out with us in the chat, where you can continue talking about fashionable onesies. Use your channel points to help the PCs or create chaos. And check out the reference section down below for the social media handles for the whole Nature Check cast, as well as a link to our Discord and our updated streaming schedule. You should also check out the recent video, the VOD of the one-shot we did with Lucas from the Book of Extinction, where we went on a hunt for the Frog of Holding. It was amazing. We had a wonderful time, had some herpetologists on to talk about reptiles and amphibians. It was great. You also know that you can find the video recordings of our games on our YouTube channel and the audio versions on all of our podcast platforms. Is that it? Are we good? Nobody else has other announcements? Okay, then I will roll the intro. See you all back here in a few. All right, now we wait. Now we wait. I missed you all. And this chaos. Poppy! I'm sorry. Oh. I'm sorry. Oh. I'm sorry. No, not that.
No.
No. Okay. Well, I promise someday I'll get all of the audio flippy doos right. Sorry about that, audience.
The flippy
anyway.
doos.
I got the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Anyway. So after Kay had a mysterious dream during your first night aboard the Gare Lady, you decided to investigate the large island nearby. Sasha rowed you out to the island and left you among the mangroves, where a small bird-like child named Squoony found you and led you to a strange stone structure. You descended the ladder within and found yourselves within yet another temple. You searched all of the rooms, finding a few bits of jewelry, money, a mug, and most importantly, a journal with a few pieces of legible writing in Celestial. The journal appeared to be a temple resident's account of day-to-day activities. You also discovered that one door in the temple led directly out into the ocean, which was a bit of a rude surprise. However, you were impressed with the large round glass windows in the walls of the temple that allowed you to see out into the amazing underwater world around you. It is now late afternoon on Pelorum, the 7th day of Pelarun, and you have explored every room of the temple. What would you like to do now? Don't everybody shout at once.
Well, we need to have a talk.
Okay. Is it about the ritual?
Yeah,
and
it's
how
about
we don't have all the parts for it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can find the bird person again.
Yeah, I feel weird about luring a strange child into an underground temple and having them participate in a unknown religious ceremony.
We could get the rowboat master. She can stand here.
That seems way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we
her.
could try it with 3 people.
I mean, because you gotta like cover all the
Do
pieces.
you? Have we tried it with just 3 before?
I could put my
like
backpack on the last one.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
What's the worst that happens? It doesn't work.
It doesn't
right?
work,
So,
and then we have to go find a fourth person anyway.
Exactly.
Okay.
What are we gonna fill this stuff with? There's a lot of mud outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some real good mud out there.
We could just open the door and it would refill with seawater real quick.
Yeah, it would. We could do that.
Yeah. This place seems like a real mud-centered place. Also a real seawater-centered place, I guess. Sand. Lots of sand.
Didn't we do... Because we did sand... We did desert sand before.
We did do desert sand before.
Ooh, yeah. Is there a difference between ocean
different?
sand and desert sand?
I don't know. You're the one who studies rocks.
I know that it is different, but Cedric, I don't think knows.
Because until this year has seen neither desert nor beach in his life.
Exactly.
We could get some fish. We could put the fish in there.
Ooh, I feel like that would take a lot of fish.
I mean, look at all the...
Or three really big fish.
Yeah, we could do
How many
really
fish did I
big
see out in the... When we looked out the windows, how many did I see? Were there like a lot, or was it like...
So the distribution of fish, both in terms of abundance and kinds, is, I mean, you would kind of know this from the water plane as well. Like, it's habitat-based, right? So, like, in around the coral reefs, there are lots of sort of, like, small and medium-sized fish, and a lot of the bigger fish are in, like, the, more, like, pelagic open ocean areas. So, yeah.
So, like, close into us, it would be little fish, so we'd have to gather a whole lot of little fish from the coral reefs.
Right.
We
and
could
also,
all just strip
also just
naked and put our clothes in there. Just call it a day.
But then they'd be gone.
Yeah, they
it vanishes once
the
the ceremony's done.
Maybe Cedric's would smell so bad that they'd give them back.
Hey, these are like pretty fresh. As of yet, unbloodied. So there. Yeah. I mean, they're kind of seawatery now, but,
The stuff that we put in the troughs goes away when we do the ceremony. And the ceremony is like reaching out to another plane where maybe the gods are, right?
Yep.
Could we, like, send them a note? Would that be anything?
I mean, seems to be as good as a solution as anything else we've tried to do to contact them, to be honest.
Yeah. What would you want to put in the note? I feel like that's good.
Hey, friends, help us help you. Instructions, please.
Are you there, Moradin? It's me, Cedric.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this temple doesn't go to him. This is the earth ones with like the trees and the plants.
Obadiah and Alana? Yeah.
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
They don't know my name, so I don't feel like I have to know theirs.
That's fair. Yep.
They might know your name, though. I mean, if you're, like, chosen or something.
That's also
you're special,
fair.
right?
Yeah, you haven't asked them.
Okay, well, if they don't know your names, I don't have to know theirs.
I mean, Moradin knows me.
Have you, like, talked to him?
No, but I mean, he just does. I mean, he knows all dwarves, so it's not like I'm special or anything. It's just standard.
All right. Well, maybe we could each put in our own note, and then they could know all of us.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we gonna write our notes and then fill it with mud? Is that what we're gonna do? Because I feel like maybe we should write our notes on like metal or something like that, if that's the case.
No, I feel like we could write our notes on paper, but we could fill the stuff with mud, then put our notes in at like each of the 3 points, and then stand on the pedestals. And then like the notes should go first or last. I don't know. I'm sure they'll get there, or they won't, and we won't know.
Hey, you're the chosen one. I feel like
I don't like being called the chosen one. You are also chosen.
what do you like instead? Like blessed or marked? You've got that tattoo. That's kind of cool sounding, right?
I hate you in this
Marked
conversation.
is really
over.
ominous. Like,
It is, right? It sounds like,
Yeah.
ooh, you're gonna turn out evil.
Kay suddenly turns into a warlock halfway through this campaign.
Surprise.
Ooh, you could be like the guiding light of the gods.
You
Ooh,
could call
that's
me by my name.
fine. All right, you're Kay. You've got great
Thanks.
ideas.
Perfect. Let's go get some mud.
Okay,
Because like we don't have anything to catch fish. And if we open that door again, we might die.
We would have to catch so many fish.
We would have to catch so many fish.
They're so small.
we'd have to haul
this
down a
close in.
lot of mud too. But
Yeah, we should have saved that stuff before we sent it to the dude bros for the money and just like filled the trough with that stuff. Better go to the gods than those like greedy jerk faces, right?
yep.
Yeah. We
Well, hindsight is 2020.
What else did I see out those windows? Because I'm assuming there's some more coral out there.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Like there's seagrass beds with little fishes in them. You are from the elemental plane of water, so you would have recognized a lot of these like types of
Yeah.
creatures, right? So there were grass eels, there were regular eels, there were all different kinds of fish and sharks and sea stars and urchins and, like sea pens, like you name it, you saw it. Or, you assume it's there for the things that are really good at camouflage, like, cuttlefish and stonefish and stuff like that.
could put sea stars in there. They don't walk fast. And they're easy to like pick up.
Or like we
Not-
could do some of the plants.
Or that. Yeah.
Yeah, plants
Yeah.
sound good.
They
Plants sound
don't
good.
move on their own at all.
Relatively
If they fill the
easy to
troughs
hunt.
with sea stars, I'll give them each an extra arm.
Yes, please.
Cindy.
You regain 1 hit point per, action.
Yeah. If your limb gets cut off, you can just regenerate it. And also you can just like flop your stomach out when you want
I
to
was
eat
gonna say that was
Yeah.
the alternative,
Jeez.
is you can just invert your stomach to eat things.
Yeah, your skeleton is now made of water. Isn't that exciting?
No, each of your feet actually has many tiny tube feet on the bottom. That's
Yeah,
like
so
you
just
just like
two.
glide.
Oh,
like-
You could climb up walls and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
only feet first. Like
Whatever.
starfish are weird.
They really are.
You're so weird.
Well, Cindy, like I can't really swim out there and Cindy, Nadia.
Well, Cindy.
Oh, Cindy.
Whatever. Fish person. Go out there and swim and catch some stuff.
Yeah, it's
Person
all up
goes
to you,
swimming
Nadia.
and
You're
stuff.
you're gonna be the one having to collect all this stuff. Kay and I are just gonna like haul it up and down the ladder.
Yeah, that's good. You can meet us at the bottom of the ladder, and we can haul the stuff and put it in the.
Give them those nice bonuses to swim, and they don't want to swim.
You didn't give us those nice bonuses to holding our breath underwater while we search for sea
I mean,
plants,
honestly,
like a
schlepping a bunch
manatee.
of sea plants up and down dry ground in a ladder sounds worse than swimming with it. So,
It's true.
yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Cool. Okay, so if you are you all going back up and out the ladder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you climb back up and out, back onto.
We have rope, right? And I have my backpack, so I could I could stand at the bottom of the ladder, and Cedric could stand at the top of the rope, and I could like fill the backpack with stuff. And if he gives me my backpack, then when he comes back, I can just unswitch the
Bucket brigade
backpacks.
it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our
so
backpacks are going to be
faster.
ruined. We are going to throw them
They're gonna
away
smell
after
real
this.
bad.
Yeah.
So who is
We can
staying?
offer them in the offerings.
Who is staying in the temple then?
Cedric's strong. He should pull stuff upstairs. Thanks, friend.
Wait, what?
Okay. So I'm going to lower it down to you, and then you're going to carry it. So Kay's going to stay in the temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Kay and Nadia, when you make it back up to the surface, it's still kind of raining. The sky is pretty gray, but like the ocean isn't like super rough or anything. So Nautia, you think you can probably swim around in there just fine. Yeah. What kind of plants or algae or whatever are you looking for?
Anything there's a lot of. Because I don't want to just go like clear out one patch of something.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to completely defoliate all of the eelgrass beds in the entire area, cause an ecosystem to collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are sort of like in these like the shallow-y areas right around the island. Once you're past the mangroves, there's a lot of like eelgrasses and stuff. And then in the sort of like deeper water, you know, like more like where the boat is anchored in the deeper water, there are some areas of like a lot of the tall seaweeds. So you have options. But like these are all of this is fairly close to the equator of the planet, so like there is a lot of sort of lush, you know, stuff going on here. Yes, I know cold water also has lots of nutrients in it, but anyway.
Yeah. Nautia probably wouldn't give it a whole lot of thought and would just grab planty things.
Planty things, okay.
So probably a mix.
Okay.
A grab bag.
Especially if the seaweed turns out to be easier to pull, she may just go for that because that's not actually anchored, right? Doesn't seaweed normally just float?
Seaweeds have holdfasts. So again, seaweeds are just really big algae. They're not actually vascular plants, so they don't have roots. But they do have but they do have holdfast, so they can sort of grab onto, you know, rocks or whatever and stay. There are lots of seaweeds that sort of wind up floating for whatever reason, and a lot of them have those little like the bubble things in them that'll allow them to float. I think like so like the grasses you'd have to like do a bunch of handfuls in order to get a lot of plant. The seaweeds is like if you pulled, you know, one big stalk, you'd have a lot of plants. So it's kind of
I feel like she would probably go out and grab like a fistful of the grass and then at some point grab a fistful of the seaweed and go, oh wait.
Okay.
And go for the seaweed.
All right. Okay.
We can sprinkle the grass in like garnish.
Sure.
I just got out of the jungle yesterday.
I know.
I feel like Kay is in the temple, like artfully laying it out while she waits for the next batch.
Kay's up on top, and
that's right. She's up top. Yeah.
Wait, no. Kay's
I'm up top.
Okay, so Cedric and
right.
yeah. Kay, are you doing anything in the temple while you're waiting for them?
I'm thinking about how eloquently I'm going to write my note.
Okay. Cedric, are you doing anything on the beach while you're waiting for Nautia to gather stuff?
Nope.
I'm
like yelling advice to Nautia. Like, I'm just like, I think there's some stuff over there. No, over there.
Thankfully, I can hear as
Yeah.
because sound does not travel through water that way.
Nope.
Cedric's like,
Yeah, listening to the nice like wave sounds, it's great. I'm having a wonderful time down here, and then I pop out and it's just having memories of my swim coach yelling at me, so I could only hear it when I came up to breathe.
Oh, good. Good.
Not like angry yelling,
right?
But, like,
yeah, instructions.
Advice yelling. Yeah, cheering.
All right. So you gather a bunch of that kind of stuff, and then I guess you're bringing it back to Cedric. Is that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then when I find out that she's bringing home these like super long strips of macroalgae, I'm just gonna like lower them like as a big piece down to Kay.
Kay like gets
slimy
it. And it's just like draped like a slimy, disgusting scarf over to like, and it's like
it's kind of like the long piece of spaghetti that just keeps going. Like,
have any of you watched One Punch Man?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a monster in one of the early episodes that's like just a bunch of seaweed.
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing.
I saw that one.
All right, Kay, you have all this seaweed.
Oh, the smell must be wonderful.
Must be wonderful. She's like,
actually, fresh seaweed's probably not too bad.
No, yeah.
The smell I associate with seaweed is the stuff that would wash up on the Galveston beaches and die.
Yeah.
We should collect some for food, right? Don't people eat seaweed?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We should do that.
There's
especially now that Cedric's a vegetarian.
I don't know that any of our characters know that you can
how
eat
to make
seaweed.
nori or whatever. Yeah.
What? like on New Seychester, we live on the coast. I'm sure like the sailors have had to eat seaweed and stuff.
Probably.
I mean, Nautia does.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, she's probably munching on some while she's pulling it.
So Kay is like lovingly laying them out so they like fill the trough nicely and like make the same pattern. And when she gets the seagrass, like garnishes the top.
Okay. So I think like between the like sort of like going out, harvesting, bringing it back, dropping it down, laying it out, whatever, it probably takes you like 30 minutes-ish to like collect enough. Just because they are big and unwieldy, even though Nautia is a good swimmer.
And slimy.
And slimy.
Yeah, it's mostly just a matter of having to sort of slurp it.
Yeah. And at this point, both Nautia and Cedric are pretty well soaked. Nautia from swimming and Cedric from the rain. But you have...
And handling all that seaweed.
And handling all the seaweed. And yeah, so Kay's probably like mostly wet from the seaweed as well. So yeah, you're all damp and you have troughs filled with seaweed.
Kay writes her note. She tries to do it in Celestial. It's not great.
Okay.
But she tried.
What does it say?
Good. It says something like, "Hello. We're trying to contact you to make sure that you're okay. We'd really love to help, but we don't know how. So if this note finds you well, if you could send us a sign, that would be awesome."
I'm sorry, I laughed because you were like, "We're trying to contact you," and my brain filled in about your car's extended warranty.
We're trying to contact you about your material planes extended warranty.
Oh!
Yes.
I love it. All right, so Kay, and you were writing that on what kind of material? Since you bandied about paper,
Like
okay.
yeah, just and
Mashed
she like
up.
draws a little squiggle symbol.
Oh, the tattoo symbol, the symbol.
Yeah,
on
the
floor.
tattoo,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Trinity symbol.
Your
Yeah.
mark.
Are the other two of you writing notes?
Yeah.
She also doodles
I
some
guess.
seaweed and some fish around it.
Oh.
and in the little corner she like squishes "sent from a water temple?" ?
A water temple.
Oh my goodness.
Does anyone else write a note?
Yeah, I just don't know what to say to gods that aren't Moradin.
Kay writes 2. She puts one in the trough and she holds one. She's like planning to hold one with her and like offer it up when the ceremony happens.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
because she felt like the weird silence last time.
Trying to think of what Nautia would. I feel like it would just be something very simplistic. It's like. Just like. Basically just, are you there?
What are you writing it in? In Aquan, in Common?
I think. Oh,
Because you have at least 2 languages at your disposal, right?
I'm gonna write in Sylvan,
Ooh.
Okay.
which I think I have a rough understanding of, if I remember
Yes.
correctly. I've probably pulled out the book
Yes.
because we have a book in Sylvan, right?
Yep. You do.
I have pulled out the book and attempted to write an extremely basic note that's,
Nice.
"Hi, we're here. Can you hear us?"
All the verbs are conjugated wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, genuinely, it might even just be a hello.
Yo.
you know Sylvan because you're a druid, right? Like not
Well, and because she's been hanging out in the woods with, fey creatures.
Fey
for-
folk. So
for
basically,
forever.
like,
Yeah.
she can speak it fluently. She just only first saw it, like, in writing, basically,
Hmm.
when we got that book.
Mhm.
And I guess maybe has occasionally bumped into it, but, like, hasn't really used it written.
But yes, mechanically because she's a druid. Anyway.
Gotcha.
Um,
I was just thinking that like it's kind of like how like Roman Catholic priests like know Latin, right?
Oh,
Where it's
yeah.
like a little bit.
yeah. I mean, it's one of the languages the fey folk speak, so.
Sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Cedric just writes, if you can, send us a sign. If we don't hear anything, we're going to keep doing this.
Okay. And these are all written on paper, and you said you were putting one in each trough, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll be sort of very carefully putting it on the trough, trying to keep it as dry as possible, because it's just going to soak right through.
And
all right.
Kay has one copy that she's gonna like
Right,
offer
yes,
up
you
and-
have an
yeah.
extra. Yeah. Did you also doodle on that one?
Of course.
Of course.
I had to wait for these guys.
I'm also going to write mine in Celestial.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hop up on one of the pedestals.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess
Yep.
I'm gonna hop up on the middle one, I guess.
Okay. Nautia too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I was just
You
thinking...
look like you were thinking, yeah.
Yeah, so I think the last time she was out,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, she would have found some sort of creature to put on the third pedestal.
I was waiting for it. I was like, please tell me you're putting like a little fish.
A starfish, a sea star.
I don't think she'd grab a sea star. I think she'd grab something from the shore.
Mm.
Your crab?
Something, yeah, like a crab or something that would survive out of the water.
I want a sketch of this so bad. Of this
Love
like
it so much.
little sea creature completely lost on this little pedestal.
There
Just
is 1000% a whole thing, because it's basically like she's going to stay over and make sure it stays on the pedestal until the last possible second, and trying to calm this thing down so that it won't skitter off. Okay, are we ready?
Crab gets +2
Oh my
and
God.
evolves into Kingler.
I love that.
Like, she's probably put a little bit of stuff around it just to sort of build a little wall.
Built like a little seaweed cage.
Yeah.
Nadia's animal companion sitting there like, the fuck?
Where's your animal check?
I could just bring the bird down. Should I bring the bird down instead?
No, I like this window.
No, I like this.
It didn't even occur. I completely forgot about that.
Kay like
I
looks
didn't
over
know.
at like the crab.
Yeah,
and is like,
its eyes just like. Okay, Nadia, if you. Yeah. This is too good. Do an animal handling check for me, just to see if the crab.
Yeah, because I don't even want to try to get an eagle to come down in the. That just seems like a losing. That just seems like a bad idea. What am I doing? Animal handling?
Yeah, to convince the crab to sit still.
just like petting it. It's like it's okay.
like flip it over, put it on its back, and
Oh
just like,
yeah.
That's a 19.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
wow.
crab sits.
He just asked extremely
Nadia's
nicely, and
doing,
it's
like-
been a process.
Nadia's doing like the Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Like, she's sort of singing. It sounds a little bit like a lullaby, but it's
Oh,
in a language that doesn't make sense, and you realize it's probably Aquan.
that's
Hmm.
adorable.
Sounds way better underwater.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, I love. All right.
You
So
love
you all,
us.
I love all of this. This whole image is. All right. So you're all stepping up on the pedestals.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a plan to do something, or you're just holding the note?
I was just gonna be like,
Okay. So yeah, at this point, y'all are pretty practiced at this, right? You get up on the pedestals
You
and
would
you sort
think.
of stand quietly and more or less intentionally hold your breath and sort of wait for a moment, 2 moments. And then there's that flash of light through the symbol, and the seaweed and the grasses and the notes disappear, and you feel struck through with energy. Kay, the note that you were holding in your hands is still there, but you have completed the ceremony, it appears.
and the crab.
The crab is sitting where it was told to sit.
Explodes.
Did his eye stalks like get blown back?
No.
We just endowed the crab with whatever special power we just got.
I hope it's up +2 to intelligence.
You have a talking crab now.
Yeah, ditch the bird. I want this crab.
Yes.
I need in my book.
Man, we should try and befriend a coconut crab somewhere.
Oh my
along the
God.
way.
God.
No, you cannot have
No.
that.
Yeah.
Why not?
There's some
They're
monsters that are too
huge.
terrifying even for
What?
D&D.
The eagle is huge and everyone's fine with that.
eagle
Wait,
doesn't have hands.
What is a coconut crab?
They're
Oh my
huge.
God.
They're big, scary crabs. And they can
imagine
crack coconuts open.
They're like
Imagine
the
a
size
hermit
of
crab,
trash cans.
the
Yeah.
size of a trash can with no shell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want a coconut crab.
I mean-
and I want to give it an umbrella.
I feel like we'd have to like
Like a tropical
constantly be
drink.
casting Tensor's floating disc to make it follow us
Oh my
around.
God.
Like, they probably
So
do
many
it like
reasons for Tensor's floating disc.
The first photo on Google is like one climbing up a trash can.
Yep.
yeah.
They're big, right? I want to pet one so bad.
I think
I'm willing
most
to
of them are like
sacrifice.
basketball sized. I think is like probably a more accurate size to think of them as. But they can get pretty big.
They're big.
You want to know what I recently learned? Because, like, you know, there's that whole thing. It's like when you have an exoskeleton and you get really big at a certain point, like you can't molt because, like,
Oh,
you're
yeah. I know
softening.
all about
So, so apparently, what the coconut crab does is it goes underground and like into like far enough down where the little space like fills up with water. So when they molt, the water like supports their entire new softened exoskeleton until it gets hardened again through like sclerotization and
That's
hardening
smart
process.
and cool.
Makes sense.
I like that.
The color variations are cool too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mechanically, although this is not relevant at the moment, would you like to know what your bonus is?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. So you get a
We can photosynthesize now.
no. You get a +1 2 Constitution checks made to resist drowning.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
This will be particularly useful for Kay since no one's actually managed to save her out of any sort of water except for herself.
All right.
I'm really glad that that crab has a leg up on drowning.
Ah. Are you just gonna leave it down here, or are you gonna put it back on the beach?
I think I'm gonna put it back right where I found it.
Okay.
You know?
As is appropriate when handling wildlife. What?
I'm just trying to think of what that means for the crab. Like, I feel like can now survive out of water longer.
To go opposite for the crab so he can stay out of water longer.
Mm-hmm.
He has a +1 constitution to
Desiccation.
desiccation.
I don't know.
We'll never know.
We should keep bringing this crab with us and then buffing the crap out of it.
What kind of crab is it?
What kind of crab did you grab, Nautia?
I've been picturing like a blue crab.
Oh, I was
I
picturing a
don't know
hermit
enough-
crab.
I don't know
or a
enough
fiddler
about
crab.
crabs to like. The only crabs I have any experience with are hermit crabs.
Is that your fiddler crab impression?
Yep.
It's amazing.
There's really
just
cool,
want-
like,
I'm gonna make a
tree
smash cut of all
climbing.
Peter's like animal dances because he did a spider one once too.
There are these cool crabs that are mangrove crabs that
Mhm.
climb on the trees, which are badass.
Yeah, then she probably got out of the water and was like,
Ooh.
I'm looking for a creature that I won't kill by having out of water. And
Mhm.
there's
Crabs
probably
on trees.
crab on those mangrove trees.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's ooh?
Oh, there's
She
a house
probably put
centipede.
it right back where she
Ooh.
found it.
My cat just found the house centipede.
Oh, good.
Well,
It's gonna go when she touches it.
Yeah.
They're such good predators to have in the
It's
house.
too fast for you. Too fast.
Anyway,
Can
you
try
have
anyway.
you have this crab. Are you actually putting the crab back, or are you bringing it with you and buffing it at every temple?
Nautia is heading out to put the crab back where she found it,
Okay.
unless someone stops her.
I mean,
Nadia, like, can't you have like an animal army? Don't you want a crab? You've already got a bird, so you've got the air covered, but now with the crab, you can get like, you know, land and water and just like.
we are heading to a volcano. I don't know that it's the best crab habitat.
Or is it? You could just have a crab boil at the end.
I mean, we could just like carry around a jug of water and put it in like little, like we have a ton of like flasks and stuff. We just put a crab in it.
Like, the thing is, the eagle can like feed itself and defend itself.
Yeah, we can just give the crab like Cedric scraps that he doesn't eat.
Did we decide what kind of crab it is? Because feel like that would inform
I
what
just
we feed it.
because like our character, Cindy's got a pretty good idea that like this crab probably eats fairly specialized things that are here because this is a fairly specialized environment.
No, crabs are like decomposers and stuff.
Yeah, they just eat garbage.
Half of them out here in Ecuador just eat sand and like bubble it up and just like spit the sand out in these little
they're
bubbles.
eating plankton, but
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You just like feed it dirt and it'll be fine.
I mean, like, I guess we could try taking the crab with us.
Yeah, yeah, sure. If you want to keep it,
Do you want?
We should give it a name.
Oh my god, they're naming it. We've gotten to this
Do you
part
want
of
a
the
pet
D&D
crab?
campaign.
Is that what this is?
Maybe. You have a pet eagle. It's not fair.
Well, she's like a companion, but like.
Okay, well now we can have a crab companion, which is alliteration and even better. Look at the cute little flipper things on the back. I can't like pokes them.
all right. That narrows down the type of crab a little bit. I'm still sticking with blue crab right here. They got little swimmerettes.
Is that what those are called?
I don't think so.
You're the one who's done research on crabs.
I think it's a ghost crab.
Huh?
I know that swimmerets are a thing. I'm just trying to remember if that's crab or if that's something else.
We could have a ghost crab.
They are called
They're super
swimmerettes.
cute.
Hey!
Ha!
A master.
I am a master. Not a master of crabs, but
Well, you got your master in crabs, right? Or with crabs? Didn't the crabs help you with your mastery?
no, totally unrelated. Yeah,
Oh.
that was when I was just a
A wee undergrad?
a wee post grad technician.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my undergrad was in crayfish, which also have swimmerettes, but they're very different. Crayfish.
See,
swimmerettes.
all of the dances that he does.
Great.
We had these on the coast. We have these crabs too that everyone eats. They're like, I think the blue crabs that Peter's thinking about. We've had them papaya and banana. Like one of my friends, like he lived really close to the mangrove, so they would just like come up from their burrows, and at like 5, they knew that they would throw the fruit scraps outside, and then like wait at the edge of their burrows and like come up. And so he had pet crabs. I don't see why we can't have one and feed it some papaya seeds.
Okay. I mean, especially since we're going to be on the boat for a while, like we'll be near things that it can probably eat. So.
Yeah.
All right.
So my job when
Feel
I
like-
worked in the crab lab was keeping like
Crab
hundreds of
lab.
crabs alive.
Mm-hmm.
So much work. I'm like, oh,
No,
so much work.
I'm sitting here going, would Nautia clock
Yeah.
that she is probably going to be responsible for feeding this thing because Kay is
Yeah,
definitely
we haven't
not
even
going to.
cycled our aquarium yet.
What aquarium?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can keep it in the pen with the pigs.
We're gonna keep it in the
Yeah.
water barrel.
Yeah.
You imagine one of the crew goes to like get themselves a dipper full of water and looks
Oh
down
my
and there's this crab looking up at them.
And if it pisses us off, we can just eat it. So it's all around.
It's true.
Have to cry when you're talking about eating it.
Anyway, I feel like Nautia has the crab. So she has.
Nautia just sort of quietly like put the crab up on her shoulder. Okay, I guess we have a crab now.
I mean,
Did you
now
name
it's
it? It's what?
You can name it if you want to.
Its name is Fred. We can name it Carl. Carl the crab.
it's alliterative.
Kay is petting the crab. She's like,
Yeah,
"Good
she has handed
Carl.
the crab to you.
Good Carl.
I wonder if somebody would pay us for a crab blessed by the gods.
Oh, don't tell me you're gonna go into the relic selling business. Yikes.
Oh, they'd be the perfect thing for relics because you just pop off a leg and you sell that as a relic, and then it grows a new leg. Boom, 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 bing, bang, bong. Infinite relics. The Catholics should have thought of that.
How do I always end up laughing so hard that I cry on this show?
Stop having so much fun, Nancy.
Not allowed.
giving you setting spray for my eyeliner. You guys sucked.
Uh-oh.
Noob mistake.
New mistake.
Didn't even bother with makeup today.
Oh man. Okay. Well, Fred the crab.
No, it's Carl the
Carl
crab.
Carl the crab. My notes I wrote, we are keeping the crab. Its name is Carl.
Excellent.
I'm trying to keep better notes.
Nancy, put it in your inventory. One
I put in my
crab.
notes.
Okay.
I mean, inventory is harsh. It's a living animal. Does Nadia's eagle, is that in her inventory?
She has a whole character sheet.
She has a stat block. Now I have to find a
Oh,
stat
well.
block for Carl.
She's not on the inventory. She got her own page. Yeah, our crab's in the...
Stat block for Carl. I guess I'm gonna go look in the monster
Now
manual.
I actually want to know.
Please hold.
Do we have crabs?
I don't know. Oh wait.
Wait.
Isn't being a DM fun, Cheryl?
Yep, I love this job. Okay, we have. They're in alphabetical order in the animal section. Wait, is a crab an animal or a vermin? Let's find out.
Oh, that would be
Vermin?
cool.
Well, like
Yeah.
all of the
Vermin.
all of the
Carl
arthropods
is not
are-
vermin.
There is not a crab in the animal section.
I feel like if you eat something, you can't call it vermin. I feel like that's
Well, no, all of the like arthropods.
You eat rat,
are
and
in
those
the-
are definitely vermin.
all of the.
I mean, Cedric wouldn't consider them vermin.
All of the arthropods are in the vermin section. I think rats are too.
That is BS.
I know it's BS.
You heard me, Wizards of the Coast.
Oh my goodness.
They feel like they would just be beasts in 5th edition, right?
Probably.
Wait,
Vermin is so judgy.
It really is.
I know.
wait, is that AC correct?
I mean, they have hard shells.
Is it a giant crab? Because I feel like giant crabs probably have a pretty high AC.
It says the humble crab.
The humble
Is that a specific
crab.
kind of crab?
It
I
might
feel like
be a
isn't
blue
there
crab.
there's a humble bird.
There is no crab in the monster manual that I am looking at for this edition of the game. Well, there's
I
no
think
like
this
mundane.
This
crab.
is under 3.5e homebrew on this particular
there
wiki.
you go.
But it's saying AC of 20.
There's a Twitter account for the humble crab.
That's amazing. Let's see. We have giant ants, giant bees, giant bombardier beetles, giant fire beetles, giant stag beetles, giant praying mantis, which you fought one
Oh,
of.
I found
giant
this
wasp.
crazy stag beetle in the jungle yesterday that has
Did
a
ya?
divided eye.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's super
Um,
weird.
Monstrous centipede, monstrous scorpion, monstrous spider. That's it.
What about a god blessed crab?
I will find some
Blessed.
stats for Carl later. I will
There
not.
is a
Hey.
Pathfinder stat block for the coconut crab.
Ooh.
Oh, good. We'll pick a crab stat block later for Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody send in your favorite
Yeah,
crab
tweet
species.
at us your favorite crab
I
stat
want
block.
it to be
and/or
a
crab.
put
red
it in
ghost
Discord.
crab.
A red ghost crab.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's some really pretty crab
They
species.
really are.
Yeah.
Spend like an hour just googling different crabs. They're so pretty.
Hmm.
I'm the one that wants to keep it. I want a
Purse
red ghost
crab.
Okay. Yeah, all of
Feel
the
like
ones
we
you
would
can
have a
find in
first-
tide pools are really pretty.
There's a wall of crabs spell.
Wall of crabs.
Wall of crabs. Is that a druid spell?
Druid 4,
Oh my
Sorcerer
God.
Wizard 4,
No.
Cleric 4.
In our game, Carl
Crabs.
just calls his friends.
This has to be a homebrew. Yeah, this is another homebrew. Okay.
Wait, did we
Lord.
even? Is it
Did we
is it a
what?
male crab? We didn't check to see if it's a male crab.
I don't know. How do
You just
check to
named
see
it
if it's
Carl.
real?
Oh,
Crab.
their underside is shaped
I-
differently.
Yeah.
They have on blue crabs. If you flip them over, the underside either looks like the Capitol building, which is like a half dome with like a point,
Mm-hmm.
or the Washington Monument. Males have a Washington Monument, and females have a Capitol
This
building.
is work you did while you were in Maryland, right? The crab.
I
work
was
with
in
Maryland?
Virginia.
Okay.
I mean, also, we could flip it over and see it has eggs.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, or that cool, is it a fungus? That like,
Ooh, it's not even
yeah.
a crab. It's a crab parasitized by
Oh,
a
right.
rhizocephalan.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, it's another crustacean. Yeah. Where it like
Is it? We flip it over.
I don't know. Is it? Let's see. I mean, that
No,
only
Carl!
parasitizes like one species, though, right?
No, so it's a barnacle.
Oh, okay. So it's another crustacean, a barnacle,
Yeah.
and it parasitizes a whole bunch of species.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, they can. Oh, I didn't know this. They can even infest mantis shrimps and other barnacles.
That makes sense. Tell us more while I roll some percentile dice.
There's like a weird isopod too that like crawls into the gills of like shrimp and stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I know about the one that goes in fish gills.
Yeah, there's like some that like infect other like shrimp and crustaceans too, and it's giant. But you can just like pull them out.
Carl does not have that particular barnacle.
Is Carl male or female?
Oh my god.
I don't care.
The
If
man group.
the name stays regardless of gender, but I feel like we should at least use the
Carly, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled without thinking first.
Yeah, but basically
Carl is a male crab.
Yes.
There you go.
Basically it's a barnacle that replaces all of the internal organs of the crab with its own, like, think of it like if a barnacle had roots, right? They'll like shoot into the body and basically replace the internal organs of the crab with its own, and then castrates the crab and then replaces its genitals like this. The shape that I was talking about is like a flap, right? So when a female crab gets has eggs, like that Capitol building shaped flap like unfolds and the eggs are like they're like tucked up under her, right? And then crabs actually fan the eggs to like make sure that there's enough like oxygen flow around the eggs, and the barnacle will actually like put its own gonads and eggs out there, and the whole time like the crab is alive and the barnacle is like co-opting all of the crab's behaviors to take care of its own young, and it's eating all the crab's food and everything like that.
So I saw this on a highly educational anime recently, which is where I found out about this creature. But they were saying that but they were saying that it will also, kind of like that fungus that infests the cicadas, if the barnacle infests a male crab, it will like femalize its brain so that it feels like a mothership, like a nurturing caretaking of the barnacle. Real weird.
So a lot of parasites that do this kind of thing will castrate females and then feminize males to make males more like a lot of the parasites that like the trematodes that live in snails. They'll do this, right, where they're basically, but most of the snail's body is gonad, but they'll basically replace female gonads with their own body and then feminize males to make them have more space for their own reproduction of their next infective stage.
Yeah. Weird, right? Also, the educational anime is called Heaven's Design Team, and they actually like talk about the mechanics of how different animals work, and I love it.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah. All right, so you have Carl. Carl is not infested with this barnacle. Carl is a male crab with the little Capitol building shape. You can decide on a species for Carl.
Washington Monument shape.
Sorry, Washington Monument shape. Excuse me. Are we still hanging out in the temple talking about Carl?
I feel like we're standing on the beach talking about Carl.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so you've come up out of the temple. It's still raining. It feels like the wind is picking up a little more, maybe.
So we're signaling them to come back and pick us up, right? Can we see the boat from where we are?
Make a perception check.
$26.
26.
So 26.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So you both take a look out at sea and remember that you kind of walked around the island a ways following Swoony to get here. So you like are looking out at the right distance, but you're like, oh, we're not facing the right direction to look for the ship. So you kind of have to turn, and like the mangroves are kind of in the way. So you think that like if you walked back around, you'd probably be able to
fly up.
There you go.
And take another look.
When you fly up, you do see the ship. It's anchored
Yeah.
where you left it. Yeah.
Cool. Then I can go fly over there and say we're ready.
Sounds good. We'll meet you at the beach.
All right.
We'll just walk that way.
Okay. I'll fly back over to the ship.
Okay. So you fly back over to the ship, and as you as you land or you come down towards the ship, you see Horfir is kind of like leaning against the mast, just sort of like noodling away on a ocarina. The rest of the crew are kind of, not visible right now. You imagine they might be taking shelter from the rain. But yeah, he's sort of sitting there as a lookout for the moment.
Yeah, I'll sort of. Hey, we finished what we were doing, so they're ready for pickup, I guess.
Oh yeah. Do you want me to come pick you up, or I can get Sasha?
I mean, like if you don't mind, yeah. Just whoever.
Sasha's stronger. Hold on a sec. Hey, Sasha. And she comes back up and is like, "Oh yeah, okay, hi. I'll lower the boat and I will come out, and it's super convenient that you can fly. That makes this way easier. Okay. So yeah, she like lowers the little rowboat back down and kind of, takes the same trajectory back over. The two of you have sort of waded through the mangroves and the mud to get back to the place, approximate place on the shore where you got dropped off. And you can see Nautia flying, and Sasha rowing the boat towards you. And you can see that Sasha's having to like pull a little more strongly on the oars than she did before, because the wind is picking up and the sea is a bit choppier now. It looks like the storm is picking up a little bit, but she manages to make it to you all, kind of huffing and puffing a bit as the boat like grinds up on the sand. Is like, oh wow, I think it's good that you are done now.
We made a friend.
It's a crab. It's so
his name
cute.
is Carl.
Oh.
It's cute, right?
Yes. Love.
Oh my god. You can like pet him.
She reaches out like a really big finger and pets the crab and is like, wait, let's get back to the ship before something terrible happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all pile into the rowboat?
Yes. Would it be useful for me to help, or are you good?
I feel like, I don't know. It's really hard because it's getting choppier, but I feel like if two different people pull on the oars, we might not pull the same, and then we'll go all squiggly. So I'm just gonna, I'll do it for right now. If I get tired, maybe we can switch off. Okay?
Sounds good.
Cool. So she's gonna start rowing, and I need, Nautia doesn't have to do this because she can fly if she feels like it, or you're a water person. But the two of you land type folks, can you give me fortitude saves just because it's pretty choppy at this point? Yeah. And yeah.
23.
Oh boy. 12.
Okay, so Cedric, you feel like you've gotten your sea legs. You're feeling really good about this. Kay, not so much. You were like spending a lot of time, thinking about other things, and then like you're in the boat rocking all of a sudden, like, oh, Carl isn't quite distracting enough, and you start to feel a little green and sick. So yeah.
Okay, like I'm assuming it's like a little boat with like seats, like
yeah, it's a little
rowboat. She slides down and sits on like the bottom with like her feet up. It was like with like Carl's arms.
At the sky.
Ooh, gosh. Yes.
This is my exact experience with seasickness, is that like on super choppy seas, I'm like, this is fine. But on like a gentle rock, it's like, no, I'm going to die.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The dice imitate real life. Okay, yeah, so Sasha pulls and pulls, and like she gets tired, and so like it winds up taking...
I cast guidance on her,
You cast guidance on her. Thank you. Okay, so that extends the amount of time that she's able... Like, she manages to make it all the way back to the ship, but like it becomes pretty slow towards the end because she's tired, and also, again, like... it is becoming more and more stormy the longer you're out here, and the rain is pelting pretty good. So yeah, Kay, laying in the bottom of the boat, you're getting pretty wet. Like there's a bit of rainwater in the bottom of the boat.
Because otherwise it would be vomit everywhere.
Yeah,
No one
great.
wants that.
Great. Awesome. So you make it back to the Gerlady eventually, and now have to sort of climb up the netting on the side to get back into the boat. Nautia can just fly. But I mean,
will
it's
also help with
exactly
any of
it's
that
it's
I
netting,
can.
so it's pretty easy for you to sort of like make your way back up onto the boat. And yeah, Kay, you sort of collapse on the deck, still feeling rather ill. And you're all very wet, Sasha included. It's very, very rainy now. And you might even hear some rolls of thunder in the distance.
Awesome.
Yeah, right, yeah.
All right.
Very stormy. What would you like to do now?
Tell the captain that we're ready to head on our way, or do whatever it is that we need to do to weather the storm.
Okay. Yeah, so she comes out, like, holding her hat with both hands over her ears, and, like, and you're all having to start to speak a little louder because it's so windy, and she's like, okay, yeah, shit, okay. And she just, like, takes her hat and, like, throws it, like, behind her through the door, like, back below decks, because she knows she's gonna lose it if she tries to keep it on out here. And she actually, this is the first time you're seeing her at the helm, but she goes to the helm and starts yelling instructions at the crew to sort of, like, they'd already taken in the sails, but, like, you know, pull up the anchor and otherwise tie things down and make the ship ready, because, like, they're gonna not be anchored anymore, but she needs it to be pretty secure because the storm does look like it's gonna be rather bad, yeah. Are you all helping on deck? Are you slinking below decks? What's the plan?
Kay goes downstairs, gets changed, and goes into the bed before.
Okay.
She, like, looks at Naughty, she's like, I can't right now, and just, like, plops Carl over to her. And, like, she, like, you watch her, and, like, the ship, like, rocks, and Kay, like, wobbles drunkenly.
Oh,
You
no.
know, like, hides, like,
Were you going back below decks?
she's like, I'm going to bed.
In a hammock, which is gonna do
Nadia's-
this.
Naughty is gonna help her get down there.
Okay.
And then maybe find like an empty bucket or something and carefully put Carl in the bucket and then go back
Carl
up
in
to
I thought it was a puke bucket. It's a Carl bucket.
Maybe she grabs 2 buckets.
Kay's like, tell the captain I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And, like, grabs the bucket from Nadia's box.
Yeah. So basically Nautia hands you this bucket and is like, this one's for you, and then is like, this one's for Carl, and like puts it over to the side, but make sure you know that Carl's in that one.
Incredible. Cedric, what are you up to?
I guess I'm just gonna stand around on deck, like, awkwardly, like trying to, like, be like, if you need any help doing anything, I can help, but I don't really know what to do. So
All right, yeah. Sasha will grab you for help, like winding up the chain that the anchor is on and stuff, and then be like, "We should go below decks. This is not great. I would like some dry clothes."
yeah, mine are very wet.
Yeah, when you change, meet me by the pigs, and I can take your clothes to the galley and let them hang by the stove.
Okay.
All right. What are you changing into, Cedric?
I have other clothes.
Do you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I also assume that Kay has, like, pajamas or something, that she, like, threw all her wet clothes on the
You have
floor
your
in a pile.
survival pack, yeah.
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 Canonically, I own more than one shirt. I bought
That's true. You do.
It's just been a
you only
running
lost
joke that
one. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cedric, you come down into the berthing area where you all have your hammocks, and you can smell vomit. And Kay is laying there, very green, in a hammock.
Aww.
Sorry, friends.
Hmm. I wonder if I have any spells for seasickness.
Cure light wounds.
You haven't been wounded.
I mean, I have been wounded.
I don't even remember what spells I picked last time.
I feel like this would be really better if I knew what it felt like to be seasick, but you know.
I cast resistance.
Thanks.
Protects her from harm, giving her a +1 resistance bonus on saves.
Okay.
So next time you're feeling seasick, within a minute.
Amazing.
I have felt seasick because I have been on a ship in a thunder hailstorm
Oh,
where
that's
we've had
good.
to pull the sails in the middle of the night, and like this ship, it had 2 decks, like, and the bowsprit comes off the second deck. That was so the deck was about 30 feet above water, and then because the bowsprit goes out on an angle, it was like maybe like 50 feet above the water, and they were both going under the water on the waves, and we had to be harnessed in.
Good.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great.
Yeah, the one time I've actually been seasick, I was also quite hungover, so I couldn't tell you how much of the symptoms fell into which category.
There's a lot of overlap there, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of overlap.
But I spent a little bit of quality time hanging over the railing on the back, and then I felt much better. So there we go.
Nice.
Don't drink crappy wine the night before going out on a glass bottom boat tour.
Oh,
It'll just ruin the experience.
noted.
The glass bottom must have added like a certain extra ambiance.
Oh yeah, mostly it was just feeling foolish because I was like, I should be enjoying this a whole lot, and instead I'm like trying to lay as still as I possibly can up on the little seats up on the deck instead of looking out over the water or looking down into the water.
Aw.
I don't miss drinking.
Cedric, importantly, do you pick up Kay's wet clothes to take to the galley as well, or just yours?
Sure. Yeah, if she has the presence to take them off.
She said they were in a pile on the floor.
Oh, yeah, then I pick them up, yeah.
Okay.
Leave these wet clothes lying on the floor. They'll get all mildewy.
So you have her white
She's like,
blouse and her purple pants.
But yeah, and when I get there, I'll be like, so Sasha, these are mine and these are Kay's.
The ones that are clearly a very different size.
Yeah, I
And color.
could tell. These are
the
very
purple
purple.
ones.
Wow. So yeah, I'm just gonna. You know where the galley is because you got food in there. I'm just gonna go hang them by the stove because that'll help them dry-ish eventually. I don't know. That's quite the
Sounds
storm
good.
up there. Yeah. Are you guys okay? Do you need anything?
We're good. Just let us know if we can be of any help or
Just
if we should do something.
cross your fingers and toes that it doesn't get worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I might pray instead.
Sure,
No.
that works too, I guess.
So awkward. Oh my god, I'm dying.
Amazing.
All right. Well, I'll be over there.
Yeah, there's we're probably not gonna cook tonight because of this. But there's like, stuff you can eat in the galley, help yourselves, like not, stuff that doesn't need to be cooked or whatever. So, but you know where to find all of us if you need anything.
Yep. Yeah. Don't fall overboard or anything.
Nope. I try not to.
Cool.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. So yeah, she goes off to do more work. It's a small crew, so they have a lot of stuff to do. But yeah, so you are left to your...
Naughty is out on deck helping in any way she can.
devices.
Since she is unbothered by the rain.
All right. So right now, like basically what it is like Stominel at the helm, and there's like Horfir and Sasha are kind of like under the, like the eaves that, like, the doors to go down. They're like, the doors are closed to keep the rain from going below decks, but they're sort of hanging out, trying to stay as dry as possible, but they're there if Stominel needs to yell at them for anything. So yeah, this is your first time sort of like she's a very sort of like devil may care personality a lot of the time, and like you haven't necessarily seen her do a whole bunch on the ship, but like, you know, now that like the pressure is on, you can see like she's a pretty capable captain. Like she, you know, she's very like, obviously this is not a great storm to be trying to steer through, but she's doing it pretty well.
And I guess we're heading out to more open water.
Yeah, exactly, because now she's steering you sort of like out around the island.
Away from things.
Yeah, out around the island, so like farther to the west, and like her plan is to steer you kind of west of the rest of the archipelago of little islands as well. Although those are, you know, north a ways yet. And at this point, it's pretty, you know, it's like nightfall-ish. It's kind of hard to tell because it was already fairly dark and stormy. But yeah, it's nighttime-ish at this point, like 6, 7, something like that. Yeah. So is there anything you all would like to do with your evening, your night?
Kay is either unconscious or wishing she was.
Okay.
Probably a pretty chill, low-key night spent in prayer.
Okay. And Nautia, you're hanging out on deck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually, like, as night comes on, Vinalda comes up on deck, and switches out with Sasha. She just sort of waits, though. Like, normally, you heard this before, like, it's Vinalda's job to, you know, pilot the ship at night, and she and Claude usually switch off, but right now, Stomanel is taking responsibility, as it were, so Vinalda sort of takes Sasha's place as, like, being there to do stuff with, you know, rigging or whatever, when Stomanel needs it. I did have a question. I forgot to ask this before. Did you guys take the journal from the temple with you, or did you leave it there?
We took it.
Yes, we took it.
Good to know.
Oh God, are we cursed now?
No, I couldn't remember if you had like said that you took it, because I knew like Kay's wearing the charm bracelet and stuff. So I wasn't sure.
Because was it
all the
was it
cursed
waterlogged?
Yeah, it was like pretty well destroyed. There were some parts you could read, but there was some money, some more talismans. There was a necklace with the symbol from Kay's tattoo in the temples on it, and then there was this like sea creature charm bracelet thing.
Okay.
Remind me, what language was the journal written in?
Celestial.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can only read some parts of it, but yeah.
So that's a like, once it dries out, maybe we can, once the weather dries out, maybe we can dry out the journal.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, thanks for the sub. Oh,
Hey.
it's your 1-year subversary. Subversary? That doesn't sound right. So, I mean, it is the person who played my fox, so maybe it is a subversary. But thank you for subscribing. We appreciate you. Alrighty, yeah. So you guys, I assume, eventually go to sleep, or, you know, have fitful sleep. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cedric, as you're sleeping, you have not necessarily like a cohesive vision like you've seen before, but like sort of swirling through your dreams, you get imagery of that charred place and that sort of mysterious figure on the edge of your vision that you've seen a few times before.
But nothing new. I don't see anything.
Not especially concrete, no.
Okay.
But like there's just like the impression of that burned place, or that the impression of that figure, their size and shape in the corner of your vision, in amongst whatever else you're dreaming about. Yeah. All right. So the next morning, you all wake up and it's a little calmer out. There's like a light rain now, but it seems like Stomanel managed to steer you through the worst of the storm without too much trouble. There was thunder and lightning, but no hail like Nancy experienced, and, you know, nothing like super, super, super bad.
Not a hurricane.
No, it's not a hurricane. And they've swapped off again, so Stomanel has gone to bed, deservedly, and Claude is back at the helm. Vinalda is actually supervising him now, so they've gotten a little off of their schedule because of this. But yeah, they're, sort of Vinalda and Sasha and Claude are up now, and Horfir and Stominel are asleep. And yeah, still no cooked food, but you can go get your mostly dry clothes from the galley, and there is, bread and salted meat and stuff in the galley for you to eat. They have some fresh fruits and veggies since you just left port for Cedric.
Yeah, I think I'll bring Kay some bread.
Okay. Claude is still in the... not Claude. Carl is still in the bucket. Claude is at the helm, my lord. The crab is driving the ship, and the half-orc is in a bucket.
What's happening? A bad night.
Carl is in a bucket. Kay managed to not puke into Carl's bucket.
Carl probably would have just eaten it.
I probably.
Crabs are the best.
Crabs are the best. You heard it here first. Yeah. Okay, how are you feeling?
I don't know. How am I feeling? I'm hopefully
Another
feeling better.
fortitude save. Yeah.
Oh god. I have an 18.
Okay, yeah, you feel better now. It's
Okay.
it's a lot calmer now, and some sleep helped, and yeah.
I feel like when Cedric comes in to give Kay the toast, she tries to get out of the hammock. She's still not quite 100% right, and just gets her foot caught and just face plants next to Carl's bucket. She's like, I'm good.
Fine. I'm fine.
Great. Well, let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, help me up. She's waving her arm around.
All right, I do that.
Is it still raining outside?
No, it's mostly done.
All right, maybe I should go upstairs. I think someone should feed the crab. I shouldn't. I might puke on him, but I think I'm better. But I should probably go upstairs. Help.
Kelp or help?
Help.
Need help going upstairs?
Yeah. She kind of wobbles. I mean, she spent the whole night puking, so she might not be seasick anymore, but she definitely doesn't feel great.
I mean, she's got low blood sugar at the very least.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Oh, I got you this bread. Eat this bread. Put your arm, lean on my shoulder.
Oh, actually,
What?
I'm gonna pull out one of the acorns from the seed pouch.
Okay.
One of the good berry acorns. Try this.
Kay sniffs it first. She's okay.
Did you eat it with the cap and the shell on?
Probably. She doesn't know how to eat acorns.
You watched Cedric do this, though.
Kay is not in a good frame of
It's
mind right now.
Super crunchy because it's an acorn and you didn't take the shell off.
I mean, it's a magic acorn.
It's a magic acorn. It's still got a
I
shell
know we
on
talked
it.
about this last time, but is it as tannic as a normal acorn?
Yeah.
It's insanely
A good
bitter.
berry doesn't have to taste good.
Kay
It's a bad
chases it
berry.
with the piece of
Bad
bread that
berry.
Cedric gave her.
It's
That
like a
does not
proper.
help.
It's like medicine. It's
Your
not
mouth is
good.
gonna taste
It doesn't
like-
taste good.
Leaf for the next hour.
Leaf.
I mean, you need to drink a lot of water anyway, so.
Mm-hmm. Just like you ate 24 tea bags. Yeah.
You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong.
Yeah, right? Everybody should eat an acorn once in their life. Just a straight up
Please
raw
don't
acorn.
do that, though, because, raw acorns can be bad for you.
I was gonna say, can we even eat acorns?
You can eat anything once.
That's true. We don't have acorns in Ecuador, so
Oh, so sad.
we have cooler stuff.
I was going to say, she has everything else.
Whoa.
I don't know if it's cooler, but you have other
Throwing
things.
some shade at it, the whole genus Quercus.
Yeah.
Pretty uncalled for there.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't make us go back on our tirade about our favorite acorns.
Yeah. Now, you like whiskey?
I don't.
Oh, you like wine aged in oak barrels?
No, I don't. I don't drink.
Striking out here, man.
Do you know what I do like? Tropical fruit smoothies. You know what grows on the trees here? Tropical fruit.
Man, the fresh fruit juice down there just can't be beat. Anyway, welcome to the Ecuador podcast. Yeah, so you can go up on deck if you'd like to. Nautia, are you feeding Carl?
Yeah, I guess I'm feeding Carl.
Okay.
I love that it was exactly one of those things where it was like, I promise I'll take it for walks every day and I'll clean up after it. And then it was like less than an hour later and you're like, yes, it's just me and the dog. It's going to be one of those memes though, with like the druid who didn't want the dog and then.
Yeah. Okay, so Nautia feeds Carl. Cedric, you help Kay up onto the deck.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so it's still kind of spritzing a little bit. Kay, you don't have your umbrella anymore because you gifted it to Squoony.
I regret every decision I've ever made up until this exact point that got me on this damn ship.
That makes sense.
But
is there like an overhang like somewhere where it's like a little drier? There's like
there's like the, like I said, the little like awning area of the doors that come up onto deck where the folks were standing before. So yeah, you can kind of stand in the doorway and
yeah, she sits and blocks the doorway.
Okay. And
when
like,
people come by, she like pulls her feet up. So
okay. And like I said, like Vinalda and Sasha are up on deck doing work, and Claude is steering. Was there anything you wanted to do, or just sit in the fresh air?
Just sit in the fresh air.
Okay. Cedric, what are you up to?
Hanging out with Kay.
Cool. All right. So a little bit of time passes as, you know, the morning goes on and the rain is getting a little lighter. And then all of a sudden you feel this sort of like strange sensation
awesome.
on the ship. And Claude kind of like, you know, grabs the wheel a little tighter and you hear him swearing under his breath. And that's where we're going to take our halfway break.
Ooh.
All right.
Do we have to?
Yes. All right. So we're going to take our halfway break. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching. Thank you, Ratitziel. I can never remember if that's how you said to pronounce it. For resubbing. We appreciate all of you hanging out. We're going to take a 5-ish minute break to get, you know, drinks and snacks and pet dogs and things like that. And then we will be right back. See you soon.
Bye.
We shall. Okay. We're back. Hello. We missed you. Petted dogs.
I just want to acknowledge that on our break, we're also talking about D&D and science, right?
Yeah.
It was,
I mean,
we were like,
yeah,
on brand.
The peek behind the curtain shows you nothing.
We have
like,
shared
oh wait,
interests.
they're actually just like this all the time.
Yeah.
The trophic systems in D&D don't make any sense.
Save it for a nature chat. Which, if you didn't see the last nature chat, I shared a stat block for the terrifying dwarven mermaid that Peter spoke into existence. And I also made a stat block for the carpet shark that Nautia spied while she was out in the coral reef, because I noticed that they only had stat blocks for like typical sharks, and I thought that was dumb. So yeah, that's
one of those things that like they have just a blanket stat block for certain kinds of animals, and it's like there's a lot of variation.
And
a lot
of
variation.
We love ambush predators on this show, so I wanted to give the carpet shark some love. Also, because like,
yes, love is the word.
Because like wobbegong sharks are so cute though. Like they have like lacy faces. Anyway, we're not doing sharks right now.
That's for sure.
What'd you say? You didn't
better than a boat
mimic?
Mimic, that's for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so you are all doing things mostly, I guess, above decks on the ship. Horfir and Vinalda were, you know, doing things like starting to work on putting the sails back up as the rain diminished, and Claude was steering when all of a sudden there was this sort of weird, like, jerking, like, grinding feeling of the boat, and Claude, like, grabbed the wheel a lot tighter and swore under his breath, which you've never heard this man swear before. And all of a sudden you look out at the horizon and you feel like you're not moving anymore.
Are we stuck?
It feels like we're stuck. I hope not. I feel like that's bad.
I hope it's a reef and not like a giant shark.
You just ground on a shark.
That would have to be such a big shark.
It would have to be a really big shark.
Like the megalodon from the Annals of History.
Yeah, like that one, for example.
Yeah, I genuinely was just like, no, seriously, how big would that shark have?
Yeah.
That
That megalodon got eaten by a bigger megalodon in that episode, so you know, very
Comforting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do those still exist in these waters?
Megalodons?
You mean, have we hunted them to extinction in the last 100 years?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be on brand for humans.
That episode was approximately 20 years prior to the moment that's
20
happening
years.
right now, so...
Still
Okay.
possible.
Because it was right before the founding of New Sagester. That was the ultimate goal of your characters, which we never completed, was for
Right.
you to found New Sagester.
When we
But-
built out Nautia, there was a little bit of a hand wavy moment of she's mostly hanging out upriver because there's big things in the ocean. I guess I just didn't really think a whole lot past that.
There are big things in the ocean.
There are really big things in the ocean.
The ocean is terrifying. Everyone who's
mean-
like, bugs are scary. I'm like, have you seen the shit that lives in the ocean? Like,
Right?
really?
One of my friends posted a like Reddit thread that was a guy who does like the deep water diving on like oil rigs.
Mm-hmm.
Describing that basically like he started describing just his experience down there, and it's straight out of like Lovecraft, just eldritch horror.
Yep.
Just like
There's
because
cool
it
stuff
gets
down
murky and it's dark, and then you see something move, and then did you actually see it or not? Because like it's murky enough that you can't, not only can you not see, but you also sort of lose your sense of up and down and where
Yep.
you are.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love it. Cool. Yeah, so the boat is not moving anymore. And Claude is like starting to walk away from the wheel. Vinalda is sort of like stretching on the railing to like look over the side. What would you all like to do?
feel like
I'm
all three of
joining
us
her
are-
looking over the
yeah.
side.
Okay. What are you doing, Cedric?
Just like watching them to like see if I can tell how they're reacting. Like,
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, Claude and Vinalda are looking over the side. Nautia, did you say you're joining them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go and look over the side with them. You don't even need to make a perception check for this. It's pretty obvious. There is a very low, like just, barely below the surface of the water, sandbar of some kind, it
Great.
looks like. And Claude has this very sour expression on his face. He looks a little frustrated with himself, maybe. And Vinaldo's face is, she's a little more sort of steady with her emotions, but like it looks like she's probably clenching her jaw a little bit as they both like
Yeah.
stand up from the side and see you there and like, sorry about that. Claude is not speaking right now. Vinaldo's like, seems like we've run into a bit of a problem. I'm going to go get the captain and the equipment. I'll be back.
Okay.
And she leaves. Claude has gray skin, but you can see he's getting like very red in the cheeks.
Oh,
Like,
little Rosie.
he's mad.
Yeah.
Kay is
happen to
excited
anybody.
that the boat just isn't moving, so she's
Yeah.
feeling better. She's like, it's okay.
Taking some deep breaths.
Yeah. Kay like stands up on her own for the
Okay.
first time.
Let us know if we can help.
There's a good chance that everyone will have to help. I'm really sorry.
I mean, we can just like push the boat backwards, right?
kind of.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
The
Or
only-
like, does the tide get higher? Can we just wait for the tide to come up and
I mean, we
maybe
might
we'll
be
float off?
we might be waiting a while. Vinalda's gone to get the equipment to. We're probably all gonna have to help. I'm really sorry. I did not know. I did not think this was here. Maybe the storm made the seafloor shift some.
it is okay because for the first time in a while, I feel like I'm not going to throw up. So this is great.
Also, piloting a boat seems hard. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right? Like, I don't know how to pilot a boat.
I mean, it is hard.
Kayla comes over and like pats him on the back. She's like, we're good. Like, I'm not mad.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not really in like a big hurry or anything, so.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is embarrassing, frustrating, and I hope I didn't run the bottom of the boat over something bad. But we'll figure it out.
Would it help if I went and looked?
You could. I mean, I think somebody will probably look from the inside too, but I mean,
I can kind of scope it out because I can.
Yeah, she should scope it out.
Sure. Thank you.
Maybe just someone keep an eye on me in case there's, other stuff in the water.
I got you.
Done.
Here, you can take me into this
character,
rope.
we were not talking sharks.
No, we were not
out
talking
of character, we were, so I have sharks on the brain.
I mean, you can take the other end of this rope, and then you can, like, tug on it, and we just...
50 feet of rope from the top of the ship is not going to get you very far
Not
underwater.
going to get me real far.
That is true.
Yeah, we could basically see.
Yeah.
Just,
The water is fairly clear, but...
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll fly down and sort of, I think first skim the water, and then if it's clear, it's okay for me to, like, it's deep enough that I can swim through clear water. I can do that too.
Okay, yeah, give me a perception check to sort of scan the water area.
Aha! That's 25.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, you don't see anything around here that seems like, yes, there's enough water for you to, I mean, either wade or swim. Like I said, it's not a sandbar that's like above the water. It's kind of just under. So like you could wade along standing on the sandbar, or, it gets a little deeper off of it. And yeah, you don't see any sort of like threats around. There isn't really any sort of like seagrass or coral reef in this particular area. So, which maybe is why how the sand wound up here. But yeah, so you can sort of,
After making that pass, I'm also just going to kind of look around and see if there are more of these sandbars.
Okay, I'll use the same perception check for that. You see that there's definitely some other, like, high-ish points of sand around here, so, like, getting the boat back out of here might require a moment of, like, plotting a trajectory. And you can see that, like, it kind of makes sense because you're pretty close to one of those little... the islands on the archipelago. Yeah, so like through the night you've sort of been, again, sort of like going up the western side of the archipelago, and so you're not too far away from one of those little islands, and you wonder if maybe the sand sort of got moved from around there or something. Yeah.
Because that storm. Yeah, so I think if they're still waiting to like get the gear, then I might be sort of pointing out to him like, okay, there's another one over there, and
yeah, he gets out,
mapping out where. He
goes below decks for a moment and comes back with a chart and starts sort of like listening to you and like making some notes to, the two of you just sort of hanging out.
Yep.
Okay.
Like standing around just awkwardly, like.
Yeah. Yeah. So Vinalda comes back on deck with Sasha, and they both have their arms full of some stuff, and behind them is coming this very sort of like sleepy-eyed Stomanel with like her ponytail down and no hat on, and she's just kind of like her jacket's like half on, like
poor kid.
I should have known that it wasn't over just because the rain was over. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning!
Good morning!
Sorry, your cruise is momentarily paused.
It's great. I feel much better.
Great. Awesome. So basically what has happened here is we've gotten lodged on a sandbar, I guess. Yes? She's like looking at Claude and so what we're going to do to not be stuck here anymore, because we're not sure, which tide we might have to wait for to get unstuck from here just by the water, we're going to take a bunch of stuff off the ship to make it lighter, and then we're going to kind of winch it off the sandbar So if y'all wouldn't mind helping, that'd be pretty
Yeah.
great, because it'll go faster that way.
Yeah.
Okay. And she sort of like nods at Vinalda. So Vinalda and Sasha have in their arms some ropes and some extra anchors. Actually, like Sasha has like an anchor in her arms. And like, so basically they explain to you like the process is that they are going to take the anchor. They're going to take both anchors, this extra one and the main one for the ship, in like the rowboat one at a time, and sort of like take them out to the side and use these winches with ropes attached to the ship to sort of like drag the ship incrementally off of the sand. And they might have to like then move the anchors a few times to keep winching until the boat is all the way off. But this is actually one of the ways that people would do this in real life. It's not an especially fast process, but it'll get the job done. Yeah, so before they do all that, they'd like to lighten the ship. So if you all would like to help with that, they're going to want to carry, like, you know, boxes and barrels of supplies and stuff like that. And again, like that, the little island isn't too far away, so they put a bunch of that stuff in the rowboat and start, like, taking it across. So I don't know how you would like to help, if you want to help with the anchor part or the supplies emptying of the ship part.
That part
like
seems
Kate-
simpler.
Okay.
Yeah, the we'll help with the lightning side.
Okay. Yeah, so you help carry some boxes and barrels and things and get those over the side, and, you know, Vinalda is rowing that stuff back and forth, and then you hear this sort of commotion, and you see Sasha is, like, trying to herd the two pigs up on deck.
Oh
I was
no!
thinking about that.
Yeah, it was like...
Pigs are heavy.
Yeah, they're heavy. Because, like, we're all going to have to get off, too, because we're heavy. But I have to get the pigs off. So
I'm
then
gonna
she's
help her
like-
with the pigs.
What?
Because I'm good with animals. I'm gonna do an animal handling to help her with the pigs.
Okay, yeah, do an animal handling to help her with the pigs.
Kay is very happy that she has a small
One
crab as a
person
pet.
dealing with two
Yeah.
pigs, especially young pigs. Are you
Yep.
kidding?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
definitely screaming as she picks one of them up to carry it down the
Yep.
netting.
Yeah, that's a 23.
Okay, they
No,
scream.
22.
They scream slightly less loudly. The way a pig screams is awful.
Awful.
Just
Awful.
awful.
Bad noise.
But yeah, you help her sort of like she raises the rowboat up to the level of the deck to put the pigs in. And so you manage to, basically like you did with Carl the Crab on the pedestal yesterday, you managed
Yeah, I
to
was gonna say it's probably sort of like
make the
hanging out with
pigs
them and sort of singing,
stay.
trying to keep them stay
Yeah.
down here.
So you make them stay in the boat as she like lowers it again and like rows them over and puts them on the shore with all of these like boxes of supplies and stuff.
Oh boy.
Are you all grabbing your belongings and your bucket o' crab and stuff? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and then they're gonna start moving the anchors and doing the winching process. Are you all going to help out with that as well, or are you gonna stay put and out of the way?
I'm helping any way I can.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna wind up getting a little wet wading out into the water to help with the winches. But
I
yeah.
feel like Kay would stay with this stuff. She
Okay.
it's like I don't think she's talking to the pigs.
Yeah.
What are you talking to the pigs about?
Life.
Make an
she's telling the story of the temple to the pigs.
Oh, okay. Make an animal handling check to talk to the pigs.
Oh God. I mean, I'd say
well.
it was
Can't
going well. I had 18.
That's pretty good. They are listening avidly to your story about the tap, Peter.
It's just all about the tone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you're actually saying.
She's like, and then do you guys know like the part in the Emperor's New Groove where like
Oh, he's
what's his
talking to
name?
the llama?
When he's talking to
Yeah.
the llamas, he's like, that's exactly what's happening right now. And she's like, and then can you believe there are these windows inside the temple that you can see all the
Yeah.
fish? and you guys just look over and you see Kate
That's going in the smash cut too.
emoting
Yeah.
to the pigs. And they're just sitting listening to her.
Yep.
She like
Honestly,
breaks
that's
off
a
some
pretty
veggies.
valuable service at this point.
I like it. Okay, Cedric is going out to help with the winches. Nautia, were you also going to help?
Also going out to help with the
Okay.
winches, yes.
Yeah. So for the two of you, can you give me strength checks to help with the actual, like, tightening of the winches. So basically what's happening here is you put the anchor out in the water, attach the rope between the anchor and the ship, and then you use the winch to tighten the rope slowly, and, like, that pulls the ship. It's like if you've ever used tie-down straps to put a canoe on top of a car rack or something like that.
Okay.
Was that a bad roll, Cedric?
11.
Okay, you do have some re-rolls available through our wonderful viewers and their channel points if you would like to use a re-roll for any reason.
Sure. Yeah.
This die is being very well behaved tonight. I just
that's
rolled
good.
a natural 20.
Hey!
Wow. Well, I got upgraded to a 13,
Okay,
so
yeah.
look at there.
So yeah, Nautia, you impress Sasha and Vinalda with your strength, especially because you're so tiny. Like, you know, you're kind of like almost in the air as opposed to like standing in the water to like help them crank on the winch.
I was gonna say because I think mechanically I'd have to be like planted to do it because it's so heavy. But yeah, so basically she's like in the water, but like,
yeah.
but completely unbothered by the fact that she's basically in the water.
Exactly. Yeah. So you are exceptionally helpful. What's up, Peter?
I would like to.
You would like.
I would like to summon 2 celestial porpoises to help pull on the ropes.
Porpoises to pull on the ropes?
Yeah, they got mouths.
Okay.
Pull with their mouths.
Sure.
Right?
Giant crabs would be better.
That's not on the list of animals that I can summon.
Okay. Summoning 2 celestial porpoises.
I can summon a fiendish squid, but I feel like that's not really, or a fiendish shark.
I feel like the squid has lots of arms and jet propulsion.
Why do those have to be fiendish?
That's just what the
I know, but like,
block
isn't that
says.
we're back to the weird bias in these kind of games about like, oh, the dolphins get to be celestial, but the squid and the sharks are fiendish. Like, the dolphin should be fiendish, y'all.
I think in 5th edition it would probably just be like, it's aligned however you're aligned,
right? Exactly.
Or whatever, you know, like I feel like
yeah.
that's a more reasonable.
Alignment is weird. Anyway, you summon 2 celestial porpoises. This is the second time you've summoned a celestial animal.
It's true.
Kay and Naughty have seen this before.
Yeah. Do I have to roll to see if it works?
This is because it's a summoning thing. Yes. What did I say the percentage was on that? I don't remember. Was it? I think it's a 50-50.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like last time you rolled for it, but I
these
can
are.
do it.
Did you roll for the eagle though? I thought we just rolled for the elemental that Nautia rolled for. Because what is this? What is the spell?
Summon monster.
Summon monster. Oh, okay. Yeah, because they're not just regular porpoises, right?
But yeah, they're celestial porpoises.
Okay, yeah. So do you want me to roll or should you roll? Do you want to roll?
Yeah. I feel like my rolls are always bad.
Okay. I will
and
roll
in Arda.
for porpoise. Roll for porpoise. Roll with porpoise. Okay. So you get 1 porpoise, not 2.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
There was 1.
Okay.
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 So what are you going to tell the celestial porpoise to do?
I mean, just pull on the same ropes that everybody else is pulling on.
Okay. So it will also do its best to pull on the ropes. Vinalda and Sasha are very surprised to see the porpoise. Because it's I don't remember how you described the eagle. What does the porpoise look like?
I feel like it's like, you know those like white dolphins that are, oh no, it's one of those pink river dolphins.
Ooh. Yeah.
We saw those last week.
Did you?
Seriously?
Sweet.
No, yeah, we had someone on the paddleboard and went right next to them on the paddleboard. Like, that's why I love going to Cuyo Beno, because we saw them every day.
Aren't they like super endangered? That's cool.
Yeah, I live in a magical paradise when it's not on fire.
Cool. She told me she lived in Arda, and here we are.
I guess if it was a real magical paradise, they wouldn't be endangered, though.
Right.
It's true. They're actually really, like, on a side note. So the pink dolphins are really only they're like actually a grayish color, but it's the distance that they swim makes them pink because it's like they get flushed like we do.
Oh,
So the ones in Cuiabeno are actually like more gray than pink because they don't have to swim very far to find food because the reserve is really nice and they have enough food there. But the ones in like Peru and the Yasuni like are more pink because they're traveling a longer distance to be able to find food.
that's so cool.
Huh.
Huh. So the dolphins get flushed.
Yeah, essentially.
Neat.
And they're really weird. They like, a lot of people think that they just like jump out of the water like regular dolphins, but they're in like ocean dolphins, there's the vertebrae and their neck are fused, which allows them to do that. But because our like river dolphins have to navigate the rivers and there's like fallen logs and trees and all that stuff, their necks are not fused. So they have like this really wiggly neck, which makes it hard for them to like jump out of the water. So when you see them, it's just like, you really just see like the blowhole and the dorsal fin. And every now and then it'll like stick its head up out of the water. But like that, most of the time you just see like a little bit of dorsal fin as it surfaces.
That makes sense. Cool.
It uses his super wiggly neck to pull on that rope super good.
Okay. Yeah, and the girls are impressed. So you both spend some time. Also give me fortitude saves just to see like how exhausted you get helping with this. Because again, this is not a short process.
14.
Okay. We still have 2 rerolls if you'd like. What was that?
18.
Okay. Yeah,
so
so again, Nautia is a little stronger and a little hardier than Cedric maybe, but you both managed to help a good portion of the time, and you have this celestial pink dolphin for how long?
1 round.
1 round? It gave a single yank on the rope and went away again?
Yeah. My spells are very exciting out of combat.
Oh, man. Okay.
He gets an A+ for showmanship, though, right? Like...
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Amazing. So while you all are doing that, most of the crew is helping with that, and Kay is watching the stuff and talking to the pigs. Kay, could you also give me a perception check?
Oh, God. Sure, I can do that, I guess.
Oh, sorry, it's 1 round per level. So
Yeah, I was going to say.
So 5 rounds.
5 rounds.
Okay.
So 30 seconds.
Okay. It's there for 2 tugs on the rope.
At 25.
25. Wow. For perception? Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled an 18 and I have a +7.
Woo. All right.
Do we all have +7?
On perception?
Mm-hmm.
I have +8.
Oh, well.
We all decided very early on that it was good to be perceptive, especially after some of us walk through a trap door and look at it.
That's it.
Yeah. The stats that everybody likes to have. Yeah, so Kay, you are talking to the pigs, but you also have some time to like look around this little island. It's not very big. Maybe like the size of the entire market district of New Seychester, right? So it's like big-ish, but not
big-ish.
like huge. Like the first one you were on, where you accessed the temple, that was like a big island.
What's the vegetation like? Is it like tall trees in the middle, or is it like scrubby beach stuff?
So this one, it's not that big, and it is mostly like low, scrubby, mostly like herbaceous vegetation, not a whole lot of grass, but there are some grasses. And you can see these sort of like weird like hump type structures, partially dirt and partially plant material, you think, and there are a lot of birds given how small this island is. A lot of birds that seem to be like not like songbirds, like seagoing birds, which you're familiar with growing up in New Seychester.
Is it like albatrosses?
Yeah, albatrosses,
Okay.
terns, stuff like that. No penguins, but you know, like stuff like that. But the other thing that you
There's
notice,
penguins in the Galapagos. There can be
I
penguins
know
here.
yeah, there are not though. I'm sorry. But the other thing that you notice as you're looking around and talking to the pigs and watching the boxes and watching the birds and watching your friends in the water is that you see this first one very small moving object in the water and then like a few more behind it leaving the ship. And you can see tiny little creatures paddling in the water away from the ship.
What do these creatures look like?
They look kind of like rats.
Awesome.
So eventually you all do winch the ship to the point where it sort of like groans its way off of the sand, and like it's floating in the water now. It's like right next to this, low patch or like a high patch of sand, but it is free of it for the moment. To which the crew gives a very sort of like tired hurrah. Yay!
Yeah.
Because now you get to reverse the process of taking all the stuff off the ship
Mm-hmm.
and put it back on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that the pigs scream some more, and you all make a bunch of trips with the boat and stuff, but eventually all of the stuff and you all are back on the ship. And it is
And the pigs?
And the pigs are back on the ship, and it
Oh,
is
wow.
not grounded anymore. Oh, wow. He thought he knew what was going to happen. And
I did.
Kay saved the day by telling the pigs a really good story.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. I was so helpful.
Yeah. So now everybody is back on the ship and exhausted.
Great.
I feel like when people looked over at Kay, she was also like feeding them miscellaneous vegetables that she was like a pig.
Did you make sure to grab Carl again?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Kay just like took his bucket and like took the strap on her backpack and like slipped it through the handle on the bucket, so it's just like hanging on her backpack.
Amazing.
I'm assuming this is like a full size like bucket too. So this is
Yeah, it would have
Like
to
a
be.
5-gallon bucket.
Carl's a big crab. And he deserves princely headquarters.
Oh, because he's now a crab blessed by the gods, or so we've determined. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We should make a crown for him.
crab that will be slightly less likely to drown.
Yeah. Which is good because he lives in a bucket. So if there's any crab that was like a danger of like suffocation, it would be one that is living
The last
full
one
time
round longer.
in a non-agitated bucket.
Yeah. No, it's not just one round. It's a +1 to the Constitution
Yeah.
save to not drown. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you all are back on the ship. That took a good portion of the day.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
Pretty tired now.
Pretty tired?
I mean, Kay feels great. She's told her whole life story and the invention of the umbrellas to the pigs.
And pig therapists.
Yeah, she's probably made some more friends. He's now going down to hang out with the pigs below decks.
They definitely perk up anytime they see you walk past.
Aww.
She always gives them a scratch.
I was going to
if
say,
she-
because you pet them and fed them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cedric's gonna sack out pretty early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Probably same for Nautia.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Okay.
I feel like Kay is just going to sit next to the pig pen with her crab bucket in her lap and just continue hanging out with the pigs on the ground.
Honestly, getting to be like low in the ship and then like sitting on the floor is probably going to be sort of best for the seasickness as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Probably didn't smell great though with your pigs and your crabs.
The pigs got aired out
I was
earlier.
blind.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Kay gave them rubbed some seawater on them and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, you have some dirt behind your ear." Who's the cutest pig?
Oh
You
my
look at that nose.
Oh, no. Their noses are so soft, though. Peter's like, why would anybody cuddle a pig?
I mean, the baby pigs are adorable. It's true.
They're real cute when they're small.
Yeah, when they're small.
I
That's
think
the
they're
big
cute when they're adults
caveat.
too.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong.
I fell asleep in the forest in Cuba when our car broke down, and I got woken up by like half wild pigs. Like, they weren't peccaries, they were like pigs, but they were like feral pigs have taken over Cuba. So I got woken up when one like sniffed my face.
Good thing it didn't kill you.
Yeah, it seemed pretty chill. I mean,
Are
it
they
sniffed
as
me.
big as the ones in the American Southeast?
I don't know. They're pig-sized.
that is a big range.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was not like, wow, this is the biggest pig I've ever seen in my life.
It's like
And I
it's
was
like
like-
it's like saying like truck sized, right?
Yeah.
It's like little teeny Mazda trucks, and then you've got like Truckosaurus.
I mean, it was the same
Taurus.
sized pigs that I've seen in like the fairs in Connecticut. So they weren't like tiny, but they were like, I don't know. They were
Like-
about the same size as the pigs that we used for the experiments, for like the decomposition experiments for the forensic entomology, which are
Yeah,
about
so, like-
human weight.
Okay, so
For-
like 150 pounds.
Mhm.
That's like a couple of month old pig.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so a couple of those woke me up, and I was like, that's cool, and woke up and found our car that was still broken down, but we fixed it. Cuba was great.
Cuba was great. Amazing.
Peter's looking up pig things now.
Yeah. I wanted to see what the world record was for the largest pig. So like,
Because the big ones get big.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
so
they're
the-
like little
so, like, a
they're
pig
like
that you'd
mountain. So sorry.
like a pig that you would use for like whole hog like barbecue,
Mhm.
right, is like 150 pounds maybe.
Yeah.
The world record is 2,500 pounds.
Is that one of the feral hogs or like a just like
No, that's a
a pig?
Yeah, a Poland China breed of hog.
Are they fat?
Big
Like-
Bill,
Big Bill.
Jackson, Tennessee.
Cool.
All right.
2,500 pounds. Like a pig the size of a car.
Yeah.
A
My
truck,
pig
a
was
truck
not
sized
that
pig.
A big car.
Yeah, truck sized pig.
Like I wasn't afraid of the pig. It just seemed like average pig size.
Okay.
God, but there are some really great names. Wikipedia has a list of individual pigs. There's one called Pegasus.
Just sneezed at the perfect moment.
Pegasus.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Oh my god. I feel like we get into trouble on Nature Check every time Peter starts Googling or Wikipediaing. What was the Wandering Burn that one time? It was like the name of a moon or something. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, there were some naughty ones.
Yes, there were naughty ones.
The largest wild boar was
Uh-huh.
shot in Alabama and it weighed 1,051 pounds.
Wow.
Shot by an 11-year-old
Of course.
because
Oh,
Alabama.
America.
Well, yeah, because high-powered guns and stuff.
Yeah, and children in
Yep.
America.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Peter, you skipped over the most important detail about Pegasus.
Oh no! There's more.
Go on.
It wasn't the name?
Pegasus was a tongue-in-cheek candidate for president of the United States, run by the Yippies at the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago. I am absolutely terrified to click through to any of those links.
Don't click on the link for Chicago. What? Incredible. I don't know. We didn't come up with names for these pigs. No, you asked Sasha, and she said she hadn't named them. I
So
don't
did you name
remember
them while you were on the beach with them?
I don't remember if you guys named them yet or not, but
I mean, I can name them.
There's a backstory behind that pig that I just quoted, is that apparently it was a hoax. It was like a farm-raised hog.
The
and
feral
these
hog
people-
shot by the 11-year-old or whatever.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
mhm.
There was a 2008 grand jury investigation of the event based on the charges of animal cruelty that was later canceled.
Do I know the gender of these pigs?
The sex?
The sex.
Sex.
I don't
Sorry,
have
yes.
gender identities.
Sorry. I mean, they might. Did you even ask? Harumph.
Did you ask? Do you
Did
speak
you
with
ask?
animals?
I don't know. I didn't ask it.
They don't have the kind of culture to have. Anyway, this is a wormhole that I'd rather not go down right now. There's
Yeah.
one
What
male.
is the sex? That is very
One
obvious,
male and
yeah.
one female, and they are both intact for what it's worth.
Okay, well, the female's pig name is Pam, so.
Uh-oh.
And the other pig's name is Bacon.
Ham and bacon?
Stupid.
tired and really unhinged.
Okay, yeah.
This is great. This is everything I hope for and more.
Oh man, we've sung lullabies to crabs and named pet pigs and...
Kay named the pigs Pam and Bacon. It's in my notes.
Thank you for taking those important campaign notes.
It's important
I
information.
don't remember
that
the names of
probably-
any of the NPCs.
Yeah. You
The
didn't know
crab
what
and the
magic
pigs.
items any of us have? Tough. But you
No.
didn't know the names of the random animals we've encountered? We got you.
Perfect. Goodness.
Kay excitedly informs Sasha of the pigs' new names.
She loves them. And she goes to find some, like, spare scraps of leather to make them little collars with name tags.
Oh, cute.
What kind of leather is it?
You had to ask.
I don't know. I don't know that she would know the origin of it.
Yeah, no.
Can you tell just by looking at leather where it's from?
Depends. Sometimes you can.
I mean, obviously, if it was, like, snakeskin or alligator or something,
Yeah.
you could. But,
Ostrich leather, you can tell.
but, like, could you tell the difference between, like, pig and cow leather?
I couldn't, but I bet somebody can.
Okay, well, Sasha cannot. And I would assume Cedric cannot
I
either.
don't think anyone on this
Maybe
ship
Cedric is
a
intimately
professional
familiar
leather
with
worker.
rat leather, but, like...
Yeah, I mean, we don't normally make leather out of it. It's more of a hide. You know, you want fur on. Yeah, the rats that my family bred are all black, which is really nice. It's a very uniform color, so it allows you to kind of stitch a bunch of hides together, and you get kind of a nice uniform, like, pelt look.
Like a quilt, like a rat quilt.
Oh man, just
Rat coat
like
quilt.
sewing faux fur, though, you have to make sure all of the fur is laying in the same direction when you sew the
Oh,
pieces
yeah.
together.
It's an art, you know?
Are Cedric's boots made out of rat hide? Is that... Are they like furry boots?
Oh,
I feel like rats wouldn't make good boot material. They're very thin skinned. I feel like, you know, probably you're better off making, like, gloves and things like that. out of rat,
luxurious.
You know? Yeah.
Rat fur-lined gloves.
Yeah.
black fur gloves.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think you want something a little bit more heft onto it, you know, so you can...
I think I have handled actual, like, fur, like, for clothing twice in my life, and both times it was disgusting.
Like
really?
actual fur, not faux fur.
Yeah, like fur. Oh yeah, no, faux fur. I can rant
Sure,
at you
yeah.
for hours and hours about how horrible it is to cut
Yeah,
and work
it's
with.
the worst.
It's terrible. I actually got pretty good at, because there's a couple ways to do it so that you don't end up with just like all of the extra
Fuzz.
bit cut off and everywhere.
Oh, good.
But it takes time, and sometimes you don't have that kind of time when you've got a line of 20
So-
assholes that all want everything right now.
Are you saying you don't like the feel of preserved hides, animal hides?
Because like I've dealt with leather before, and that's not too bad. I think in both cases it was old
You.
and probably not well cared for. I just remember it being like oddly, because it wasn't actually slimy, but like that was sort of the closest sensation that I sort of registered as, because it's
Thurston isn't greasy, in case anybody's wondering.
Thurston? Is that
Yeah.
your deer or the
Yeah.
cow?
The deer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, though that's a goat skin, actually.
Oh, nice.
oh okay.
Sheepskin. It's a sheepskin.
Okay. Anyway, you're all sleeping through the night?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it is now, let's see, that'll make it the 9th.
I have a
after you-
goat skin, too.
Well, there you go. Yeah, and so maybe you haven't made quite as much progress as Claude originally hoped because of some of these, sidetrack adventures between stopping at the temple and getting stuck on the sandbar. But, you're moving your way up the coast.
We kind of knew it was open ended a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, so are you all doing anything with this day on the deck of the ship, or are you just hanging out watching the world go by? Ooh, that's pretty.
What's that one?
This is goat.
I like the speckles. It's very pretty.
Yeah, that's a highly desirable trait in goats.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just people really like the speckles.
Yeah. I was gonna say that now that I think about it, I'm fairly certain I've dealt with that type of hide several times, but the like fur coat, fur stole kind of things were the longer furs.
Kay, are you hanging out with the pigs or are you coming up on deck? Nautia,
she'll like wander around. She'll be on deck. She'll like pet the pigs. She'll
sort of watching the sights go by.
Yeah.
Cedric, your bag of holding vibrates at one point.
Vibrates? Do I know that it does that?
That's how we know we got a message.
Yes, that's how you got the message before. The message is back and forth.
Have we heard back from them since
I don't think I
sent them a bag
processed
full
that
of
it
water?
vibrates.
Oh, yeah, I said
No.
it vibrates like a phone. Yeah.
Weird. It's just weird to think of a leather bag vibrating like a phone. It's just.
Would you like it to make an
in this
obnoxious
world-
noise? Like, I don't.
Because it would just feel like there was something in it moving, basically.
Yeah, out of
Like
all
those
the
cat
magic in this
toys,
world, like this is what you're gonna count
the
up on.
paper bag cat toy that just like zzz, yeah.
Yeah, I think every single time it happens, there's like a split second where he thinks like there's an animal in my bag. Like, God damn it, there's another rat in my bag.
Yeah.
Ship rat.
Ship rat. But yeah, so the bag of holding vibrates.
I like slowly open it and look inside.
Okay. Well, like when you look inside a bag of holding, you don't see anything.
I look inside anyways.
You see nothingness.
Right. I reach into it and fish around.
Okay. So you reach into it and fish around and you find another note.
All right.
I don't know why you
read it.
Narrowed your eyes.
Because we sent a bag of seawater to them. That's why.
That's why.
So the note, again, is in Thornborough's handwriting, and it says, thank you for the sea urchins. They were delicious. I have deducted 185 gold pieces from your total. Nice specimens.
Forgot about sea urchins.
Oh, because they weren't asking for sea urchins. I threw
No,
those in
you
as
threw
a
those in
bonus.
to be obnoxious, but he ate them.
Nice. Oh, all right, cool.
That just gives me more ideas.
Urchins are good.
Yeah. I haven't had it, but I'm excited to have it someday.
It's all gonad.
Mmm.
The bit you eat. Like oysters, mostly gonad.
Yeah, I don't eat those either.
I don't
They're so
eat
slimy.
things like rubber bands. Yeah, no
Yeah.
oysters or clams or... Nope. Nope. Anyway, what?
It just reminded me of pea crabs. I forgot about pea crabs for a little while, but so pea crabs are a species of crab that live inside oysters.
Oh,
like a
those
tiny little-
tiny ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, imagine like a little like translucent white marble sized crab. It's like perfectly round, and they have these little teeth. They're like super soft because they live their whole lives inside of an oyster, and they've got these little teeny claws, and they just like sit there and they just kind of like eat. It's kind of like debated whether they like are actually parasites or whether they're just commensals, like whether they like compete with the oysters for food or whether they like eat the tissue of the oysters. But they just kind of hang out in there. And if you eat a lot of oysters, you probably see pea crabs. Some people eat them. You can eat them whole. Speaking of eating gonads or parts of an animal, eat that whole crab if you want. They're soft. They're like a little teeny soft shell crab.
Mm-hmm.
About that,
I love
except they're
soft-shell
soft shell all the crab time. Yeah.
Deep fried soft shell crab is really good. Anyway, we're off topic, talking about food again. Welcome to Nature Check.
One of the pictures of a pea crab on Wikipedia is an otter clearly enjoying a clam with a little pea crab crawling down its neck.
Oh, nice. That sounds adorable.
That is unexpectedly adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get that note in your bag. Are you doing anything with the note or telling your friends or just stuffing
Yeah, I
it
think
in your
I
pocket?
like pass it to Nautia, and I'm just like, I thought we got coral for him. What's it?
Yeah, because we were doing coral and what was the other thing? There's something
Coral
else
and
we're putting-
snails.
Snails, yeah. Oh, maybe I accidentally got some sea urchins in there.
Hmm. Well, he seems to have liked them, so good job.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he's happy.
All right.
So
All right.
probably won't find any of Kay's family members for murder anytime soon, so that's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many to choose from.
Hey.
You chose this. Yeah, so you
did.
all just sort of continue hanging out on the deck of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like maybe after getting bored, Cedric is like gonna see if anybody else, any of the crew is available to like teach him some knots or something like that.
Oh.
Like, right?
Yeah. Horfear is available to happily teaches you knots. Yeah.
Orpheer! Yes. I want to know knots.
Can Cedric's handle rope
Yeah.
go up?
We'll find out. Yeah, give me a dexterity check just cuz like you're learning.
Okay. Nope.
Nope.
That's an 8.
Okay. Well,
All
we can
thumbs.
This is your first day asking for knot lessons, but if you continued to invest time into this over the course of your journey, perhaps your use rope skill will get better.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a new goal.
Orphear is very patient with you. He seems like a pretty laid-back guy.
That's good.
Yeah. And while you two are hanging out, would you also, he's going to do one as well, give me a perception check. Just because you're like hanging out on the deck, looking out at the ocean while you do knots. Oh, well, you better roll better than he did.
Me?
Yes, that was a nat 1 for Horfear.
Ooh.
Get good, kid.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say Nautia would probably be just like
Just
looking around, see what
looking
she
around.
can see.
You can do a perception check too, yeah.
I got a 22. I guess I got distracted halfway through a knot.
Yeah.
That's
Is feeding her
25.
crab.
Feeding the crab. Okay, yeah, so Cedric and Nautia each, like, not exactly at the same moment, but, as it's sort of, like, coming closer, you notice this, like, glint in the water. Not just, it's not just, like, the, the light of the sun on the surface of the water, and it's not like, I mean, you've seen fish swimming by, it's not like either of those kind of glints, it's something else.
Ooh, like a shiny thing below the
Is
surface?
it like close by?
Some sort of shiny. It seems like either it's moving in your direction or you're moving in its direction, or maybe some of both, but you're getting closer to it, the ship is.
Seems like it's on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe another ship.
No, it's very small, a small shiny.
Interesting. Something floating on the surface?
Yeah, you could anticipate that.
And we're moving towards it pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because now that it's a little nicer out, there's still a bit of a breeze left over from the storm. So yeah, now you're actually sort of making good
Moving
time.
a pretty good clip.
Yeah.
Should we try to see what that is?
Sure, yeah. Fly down and check it out.
Oh, like the ship moves faster than I can fly. So like,
Okay.
I mean, we could like slow down forward, or I could kind of like climb down and try to
Yeah, just like climb down as we like sail past it. Maybe we
Like
can just
trying
see
to
what it
catch
is.
the ring on the merry-go-round.
Yeah, just like, because again, this is one of those. Cindy's doing the math in her head, and it's not great, but Nautia.
Yeah. It's like, man, it'd be great if we had mage hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also, well, I'll let
Ask
you
the
figure it out.
yeah.
I'll let you figure it out. You've got
Yeah.
lots of options.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could ask him to slow down.
That's kind of a process, but yeah, we furl the sails.
Did you actually just call that out?
Yeah.
Orpheus is still teaching you not, so he like looks at you and he's like, "What? Why?
There's like a thing I want to see.
What? I mean, could we, like, what thing?" You have to like point it out to him.
I'm
I
pointing
don't
out.
know.
I mean,
Do you have like a net?
I mean,
Like a
not
net
like
on a stick.
Not a net on a stick. I mean, I guess we could take down the sails if you want. Is that a thing that we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. And he like starts walking away from you like, Claude, we're gonna slow down.
This had better be so good. This had better be something extremely good.
So Horfear walks away going, Claude, we're gonna slow down. Sasha, we have to do rope things. And they, start moving sails and ropes and things around. And eventually you slow down. You're not, like you said, slow down, not stop. So they're not
Yeah.
stopping the ship. They're just reducing the speed.
So Nadia's kind of looking out at the side and like, are we getting closer?
Yeah. It's close enough that you can make out. It looks like a glass container of some kind, maybe.
It's garbage. It's a Coke bottle.
How long till we're gonna approach it? Like, are we pretty close?
It's pretty close. Yeah, like you're basically it's like, maybe a couple of yards away from the side of the ship and you're kind of going,
Have
like
we
this.
slowed enough that I can keep up with the ship?
Yeah,
If
I
I
think
flew
so.
off. Okay. Yeah. So at this point, Nadia will fly out and go snag it and bring it back.
Yeah, so you fly out and you snag it and you bring it back. And what you have in your hands is a fairly, like, it's a good-sized bottle, especially for, you're small. But there is a bottle with a ship inside of it. Like a ship in a bottle with, like, a cork in the end and stuff.
Oh, that's weird.
Super weird.
How did... She's, like, trying to figure out how it got in there. Also, why is it out in the... Why would this be out here?
Are you back on the ship now? Or are you just talking to yourself?
Yes. No, she's definitely like she's flown back with it and it's just like
Yeah. Are you telling them to put the sails back up and keep going?
yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I feel like at this point, Kay would like wander around, like, cause she probably felt the ship slow down, right?
Yeah, probably.
So I mean, she like kind of came up on deck and was like, "What's going on? Did we hit another sandbar?"
No, we found this ship in a bottle.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, look.
Send it in the bag. See if we can get some money from it for it.
Hello, Raiders. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Hello.
Is it a ship? Does it have a name? Does it have a name on it? Sometimes ships have names and they write it on the side of the ship.
Give me a search check since you're inspecting the contents of the bottle.
Can we all do search
I
checks?
avoid using search, so I never remember
if
that
you're
my
all
modifier is
if you're all
0.
scrutinizing the bottle,
14.
That's a 10.
a 10, a 14,
A 13.
a 13. So you see that it's, a nice, very detailed little ship. And it does have some letters painted along the back side. So it says Darla's Luck on it. And Cedric, you thought you saw something move inside the bottle.
Oh, great.
Oh no. Like
Nautia.
on the ship or
Yeah.
So like Nautia already was having the thought of like, how did this get in here? It
Yeah.
must be magic. So she's gonna cast detect magic on it.
Okay. Tell me how that works.
You detect magical auras. The amount of information revealed depends on how long you study a particular area or subject. So first round, let me just make sure there's no like roll or anything. No, I just cast it. So yeah, first round is presence or absence of magical auras.
Okay.
Second is number of different magical auras and the power of the most potent aura. And third is the strength and location of each aura. If the items or creatures bearing the auras are in line of sight, you can make spellcraft skill checks to determine the 1 check per aura. DC 15 plus spell level or 15 plus half caster for non-spell effect.
Okay. So there is the 1 magical aura. On like the entire bottle and the contents thereof. It is very strong.
Okay.
Is that all the information you get for free? Did I miss something? Number, location, power.
Number of different magical auras, power of the most potent. If the items and the location is the whole thing.
Yeah.
This whole bottle.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's...
While Nadia's looking at it, I'm going to ask Claude if he's ever heard of the Darla's Luck as a ship. A ship called the Darla's Luck.
I mean, maybe? Lots of people name ships after girls. Maybe? I'm not 100% certain.
I mean, that's great. No, I was just really hoping you weren't going to be like, oh yeah, it's a famous cursed ship, which like anybody who sees it dies, 1 minute later or something like that. So,
No.
That's good. That's good. Nadia, you're doing a lot of like hand gestures. Am I assuming you're doing some magic over there?
Yeah, it's magic. It's really magic.
Ooh, like good magic or bad magic?
It says luck on it. It could only be good magic.
Incredible.
All right, I'm also looking through the rest of the spell because I did not write the whole thing on this card.
I think it's a spellcraft check, right?
Yeah, I guess to determine what kind.
Yeah. I think that's the whole thing. Yeah.
So let's see.
We have 2 rerolls available yet.
I have a -2 to spell check because it's int based and I've put nothing in it. I rolled a
Would you
There's
like
a reroll.
5 minus 2?
Would you like to use a reroll?
This is fine.
You got this. You got this.
All right, that's a 14. So 12.
The 12 is good.
Int 6.
Yeah. Where is that?
Oh, except the DC is probably 15, isn't it?
It's
Wait. Yeah, spellcraft skill checks determine the school of magic involved in each. It's DC 15 plus spell level.
Cool. So unless it's spell level -4.
Yeah. Wait, so it's 10 plus spell level, is that? Oh, 15.
15
Plus
plus
spell
spell level. I don't think mathematically, if it's strong magic, I do not think it's mathematically possible for me to roll high
Yeah,
enough
I don't think so.
to determine it.
I don't think it is. Well,
Only
there
our
you
wizard
go.
were here.
If only
Yep.
your wizard
Yep,
were
this
here.
is
And your
this
cleric
would be
doesn't
it.
have detect magic?
Nope.
Nope. Cool.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. If it doesn't destroy the ship by tomorrow, we can find out.
It says luck on it. I'm sure it's fine.
That's gotta be.
There are only 2 kinds of luck, so 50-50 chance.
Yeah, and Darla sounds like a perfectly loving girl. So
The
Somebody
more
never watched Buffy.
yeah.
the more you look at it and talk about it, each of you has now seen like little bits of movement on the ship in the bottle.
Are there little people in there?
Would you like to make another search check?
Yeah.
I would if I saw something move.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think all 3 of us are like eyes pressed up against the glass.
Yeah, like-
Yeah.
That's a nat 20 for a 21.
Damn.
I got an 18.
Yeah, so now that you're both like pressing your eyes up against the glass like real hard, you do in fact see tiny people moving around
I wave at them.
on the ship.
Yeah, can Kay like tap the bottle?
Oh my god, yeah, you see like you tap the bottle and they all like hold on to stuff and like, yeah. Some of them like clap hands over their ears because it's loud in there for
Gotta
them.
be so loud in there, yeah.
So is it like
Nadia's now like,
is there water? So like a normal ship in a bottle, like, you know, like there's not actual water in the
Right,
bottle.
yeah. Yeah.
So is there actual like water in it?
No.
Or okay. So the ship is stationary in the bottle.
Yes. Yeah, so it looks like a ship in a bottle, which, like, you know, those are fun because, like, you put them in the bottle and then you, like, pull the, you know, there's, like, a hook to pull the mast to stand up and whatever. So
Wait,
like,
what?
so it looks just like that. There's no water in it or anything. There's a cork in the end. There are just tiny people. And Cedric, with your nat 20, like, as you're inspecting, like, not only do you see the tiny people, but, like, what you thought was just, like, a really detailed ship in a bottle, like, it looks like an actual ship. Like, you can see wear on the paint and, like, you know, stuff on the deck and, you know, like, the people have clothing and, you know, it's all real, right? This is not, like, it looks like a real ship with real little people on it.
Wow. I think this might be the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. And that includes all of the stuff that I saw when I died.
Do you think they're like fake people that have been enchanted, or do you think they're real people that got miniaturized and smushed in a bottle?
I hope it's the first one.
I didn't ask what you hoped it was. I asked what you thought it was.
When I waved at them, did any of them wave back?
No, but you can't tell if that's, like, because you waving is, like, you know, like, if you think about what it would look like from the inside, just like the tapping was really loud for them because they're inside, like, being inside a bottle means that, like, what you see out is all at, like, a weird angle, so you're not sure if they didn't see you or if they didn't wave for some other reason.
Maybe we can put a note in there. I can write, like, a little really tiny hi and just, like, stick it in.
well, you could like hold it to the outside and they could see it.
Oh, yeah, we should do that. Yeah.
I feel like we shouldn't pull a cork out because, like, what if we like pull the cork out and like they all die or something like that?
Or you pull the cork out and it dispels the magic and it
Yeah, and then there's a
on
ship.
the ship. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. Kay like looks around, like roots into her pocket and pulls out a mangled piece of paper. It's the note that she wrote to the gods.
Okay.
And like turns it over and just like really tiny writes hi on it and like pushes it against the glass.
Okay.
With a little doodle of a hand, like
Okay.
with like little like wiggles next to it in case they can't read it.
Okay.
Maybe they speak English or common or whatever.
So you hold it up against the glass and you watch like 2 or 3 of the little figures walk across the deck. You can see they're walking like a little shakily, some of them. And they go up.
I can't imagine that Nautia was holding it especially like still
Right,
while she was
yeah.
flying it back.
So they all sort of like look at the paper and then look past the paper, and now you can see them kind of like slowly waving.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
Kay then like takes
so
it
upsetting.
and she's like, are you trapped? Question mark, and like holds it against the side again.
Okay, so you see them read that note, and they all look up at you and just start like waving their arms like furiously above their heads.
Is she like looks like, is that a yes? So she like takes her notes. She's like, yes? Question mark. Like,
Wait,
holds it
what
in-
do you? So, I feel like you need to be more clear with your direction.
Then you write it, and she like hands him the pen and the paper. Because like if they're trapped, like maybe like the miniature, and we just open it, then they can like come out and be like big people on like a big ship instead of little people trapped in a bottle.
All right. Cedric writes, and Cedric writes in like all capitals, right?
Orpheus is watching all of this over your shoulders with like a mixture of fascination and horror on his face.
Yeah.
Like,
Cedric writes, "Wave if we should pull out the cork." Period.
okay.
And then
They read it, and then they all start like looking at one another. You presume from the way they're standing that they could be talking to one another. But it looks like there's not like an adamant, yes or no.
Huh.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Kay like takes the note, like the paper bag, right? You guys sleep on it. We'll ask again later.
Yeah.
And like pushes it. To
They
the...
read that, and then they're like waving their arms again, like.
What does that mean?
I don't know. They
Have to ask
don't-
more yes or no questions.
What about all capitals again? Like, do you want to go back in the ocean? Question mark.
Wave. Yeah. Yes.
Wave for yes.
All right. So you put that note up against the bottle, and they all like again, like now that you've noticed them, you can watch them, and their eyes get wide, and they're like shaking their
No.
heads vigorously.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Kay takes the paper and draws like a thumbs up sign. like, like, we'll keep you on deck with us. We'll try to be gentle, and like smushes it.
What about? Should we?
She
break the
takes it
bottle?
back quickly and like scribbles out the word "try," so it just says we will be gentle.
We will scratch. Be gentle.
Fine.
Should we break the bottle and put that on the glass? See how they react to that.
Are you doing that?
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. So they read that, and again, they kind of like are talking to one another and like looking at you, like you see some like hands go up, like shrugging, like they don't know.
Okay.
Kay like takes notes. She's like, "We'll keep you with us, and ask an expert when we find them."
Yeah. Just put them in the bucket with the crab.
Oh my god.
She takes it back in, right? Are you cursed? Should we be worried? And pushes it against the glass again.
They have these sort of like bewildered expressions on their faces, like shrugging, like.
Did this happen recently? Like, whoever did this, could they have done this? Like, could they still be nearby?
A long note.
Are you writing that? Or are you
No,
just
I'm
asking that of the
it
group?
out loud.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of more things that we can ask that would be useful.
I mean, how are they going to tell us anything? We need a better communication system with these guys.
I do not have a way to speak telepathically.
Could they do like letters on the deck and then like run between the letters? Could we see that?
Like a Ouija board? That's amazing!
Yeah, Naughty, can you like transform into animals or something? Are you a druid? Can you like transform into like a small thing and talk
But
to
we'd
them?
have to open the bottle to get in there.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
I-
Kay has 0 experience with cursed items, if you couldn't tell.
Because
I mean,
like whatever
it
curse
says
them,
You've
all
read
curse
adventure novels,
us.
Kay. You know how curses work.
I mean, yeah,
like
but
whatever
that was
curse them
reversible.
could curse us too, or they could get uncursed, and then we'd have that ship full size on this ship.
We
Yeah,
can hold
maybe-
it over the water.
Yeah, or maybe our ship gets sucked in there and replaces their ship, and then their ship is free. Or maybe they're evil.
They don't look evil. I've never been a bad judge of character.
Mm-mm. You make
Neither
only
is
the best
Cedric.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Make better
Mhm.
friends than Cedric does.
Hey, I
At least
didn't
mine
make-
are trying to murder me over tea.
Yet.
He didn't try to murder him. He did murder him.
Not over the tea, though. They were in another room.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we should keep this with us, but also maybe we should be mindful that there's people on that ship that might be seasick when we move them around too much.
Yeah, they're probably all sailors.
Mhm.
They're probably used to it.
I mean, they did not look happy about the prospect of going back in the ocean, to be honest.
We should put them somewhere
Stable.
stable.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like on top of a pile of laundry or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, so their boat doesn't get broken.
Yeah. And away from the pigs. We don't want the pigs to like.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mhm. It's kind of big, though. Are we just gonna like carry it around with us the whole time? I guess we could put it in the bag holding. Is that comfortable for them?
Let's ask all the sailors what they think.
Yeah, let's ask the sailors what they think.
Didn't we already establish that things go in the bag of holding don't survive?
Oh.
Live things go in the bag of holding, don't survive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if we put it in the bag of holding, then we pull it out and they're all dead, then we know that they were actually alive.
I don't want to murder an entire ship's worth of people. I
Me
think that's
neither.
how you get cursed.
It's probably a good point.
Kay is like waving her pen
That's how
at
you get your alignment changed at the very least.
Hey, that's science. We start off with a hypothesis and we test it.
What is the LD50 on a bag of holding?
I mean, they're exceptionally small, so like you'd have to do the LD50 on like, you know, and then account for body mass.
It's also, I wonder how they're breathing and how long they've been in there. How are
See,
they?
those are
They
my
don't run
questions.
enough
That's why I
food
want-
yet.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to open the bottle to give them some fresh air.
Yeah.
If
These
they
like
smell
pull
anything
work
like
out.
you, Cedric,
It
they
is
should be
stoppered
dead
with
already.
a cork, which is porous.
Not that porous though.
Some porous. They're very tiny.
I mean, like enough.
They
that,
have high metabolisms though, as like people. It's not like an insect.
Yeah.
Kay like takes the pen and the paper and she just like writes, "What's your captain's name?" and then remembers that they can't talk back to us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like Cedric is sitting like on the opposite side of the bottle from Kay. It's just like,
I forgot they.
yeah.
Maybe
could,
if they all shout at
Do
the
the
same
YMCA.
time.
Yeah.
Like the Who's on the clover.
Yeah. Uh,
Well, let's just keep him with us for now. And I mean, worst comes to worst, we can send him back on the ship with him, and maybe someone in New Chester can figure it out and help them. It should be nice to have our wizard with us.
yeah. I think. All right. I'm gonna write a note. Show it to the ship. It just says like wave for yes, don't wave for no.
Okay.
Are you cursed?
They shrug again.
Ask them if they know where they are. Like, do they know that they're in a bottle and tiny?
Do you know you're in a bottle?
They kind of like shrug again.
Huh.
Like,
do I recognize? Does Claude recognize the style of ship? Like, is it a Tenebrian ship?
I mean, he's also steering your ship, but he sort of like is watching parts of this happen. And Horfear is with
Horfear,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, and they're both like, I mean, it looks like a pretty, like standard merchant ship, probably from like Tenebria or, Tonique or something like that.
Ooh, ask them if they're from Tenebria.
I write that and show it to him.
Are they from Tenebria? They do wave. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Could what happened to you happen to us?
They shrug again.
Do you know who did this?
Are you writing
If they
that?
do know, yes, and then we can ask more questions. If they
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know, then we can stop asking those questions.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
Mhm.
Do you know who did this?
Some of them like shake their heads, and one guy is like kind of waving. Like,
Okay, no clear consensus there.
yeah.
I mean, some of them could have been below deck. Like someone on board could have known that something funky happened, and
Yeah, but I feel like that's the kind of thing where it's like if there's a real clear answer that like, evil sea witch cursed us, that like everybody's kind of on the same page about,
Cedric, give me do you have like sense motive check on the guy that's kind of like half waving starts doing an interpretive dance, not unlike some of the ones that Peter has graced us with. And I want to see if you can figure out like what he's like charadesing to you, I guess.
All right. That is a nat 20 for a 23.
Another
Nice.
920. All right, yeah. So you watch this guy very as animatedly. They again, you're like watching them move, and they're all kind of like lethargic. But he kind of does like tentacle arms, and then kind of like closes his hands as if the tentacle arms were capturing something.
Interesting. Does that do... I don't have a huge knowledge of sea monsters, but does that ring a bell for me?
Do you
Horfear?
have like knowledge history or what, Nautia?
I have knowledge history, knowledge arcana, knowledge religion, and knowledge planes.
Yeah, you can choose one and you might get different information for what you roll.
Well, got a good knowledge religion, and then all the rest of them are kind of the same. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Cindy, you had your hand up.
Did something in the water do this?
I got a 9 on my knowledge history. So
Okay. I mean, like the general concept of a sea monster works for you, but like you don't have anything specific. Are you writing Nadia's question on the paper?
yes, I write. Was it a sea monster?
The guy that was doing the interpretive dance nods his head vigorously and waves some more. Yeah, and Horfear's like, a sea monster?
Sea monster with tentacles.
Oh, wow. That doesn't sound great.
Have I heard of anything like that?
Knowledge local? Or
I got
I
that.
don't know.
I
Yeah.
got that.
Yeah. What other knowledges do you have?
I have knowledge local and knowledge nature.
You could do either.
All right, we'll try nature then, because that's a little bit higher. Is it 12?
I mean, like, as far as tentacle-y sea monsters go, like, you're very familiar with the idea that, like, large things with tentacles live in the water, like, both in the plane of water and here you would presume there are things like octopus and squid and kraken and cuttlefish and whatever that all have tentacles, so, like, it's possible.
But, like, nothing that also shrinks things.
Not that you're immediately aware of, no.
Okay.
Well, I feel like that's a pretty clear warning that if we see tentacles, go the other direction.
It would be great if we could figure out where it happened to them, but that's not
Or
a yes
when
question.
it happened.
Also that.
Kay writes, do you know what year it is? And like, so if they wave, then they, or like, I guess.
Yeah, they wave. Yeah.
Okay. She writes what the year is right now.
Yeah.
And it's the same year.
Yeah.
Okay.
See if it was this month.
Oh yeah. She writes the month down.
Palaran. Yeah, and they nod again. Horfear is looking very pale as all of this is happening.
We can start doing like the current day and then back it up.
Yeah.
Until they nod yes for one.
Because it's only like the 8th or 9th of this month, right?
Yeah, it's the 9th right now. And are you asking like what day it happened to them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they tell you that it happened on the 4th. Yeah.
The 4th. So
they've
5
been
days
like
ago.
this like 5 days. Yeah.
I think we should just open the bottle and I'm out, guys.
What if they die? What if we open the bottle and they just die?
How would they die if you open the bottle? They got in the bottle just fine, and they're.
But
I don't know,
also,
it's
if we
weird
open the, I
magic.
don't want to open the bottle on the deck though.
Oh yeah, maybe we can wait till we get to shore, and we can like hold the bottle in.
Have we fully passed the archipelago?
Yeah, you are past it now. You're in what looks like open ocean. Like you can still kind of see the Arda coast because they were trying to stay a little close in case you know. Yeah.
Maybe we take a rowboat out and open it in the rowboat.
I mean, like I could fly it out. Yeah.
You know, for the name of their ship, they were very not lucky.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, if you want to like fly it out and pull the cork out like right at the surface of the water, I feel like that might be the best. Just don't get a bunch of water in the bottle.
Yeah, get water in the bottle, but then also like, what if like they stay small?
Just put the cork back in.
Yeah.
Maybe give it a couple of so that they get some fresh air in there, and then put the cork back in.
I mean, I think if the cork is open, like air will just go in. They probably don't want like, no offense, Nautia, but like fish breath.
Nautia has no concept of oxygen or carbon dioxide.
Nope.
So there's just nothing. Yeah, that's a great idea, Cedric.
How does she breathe outside of the water?
She has lungs, right? She has lungs and gills.
Yeah.
She's magic.
She's magic.
She's like
she's literally made of water. Like
she's
She's
like Kevin
made of
Costner
water.
in
Like
Waterworld.
she's like
she's
well, it looks
no,
like
not
flesh
Kevin
is
Costner.
actually water.
Yeah, like she has a form that looks like a particular thing, and like she has a texture, but like she is essentially water, as it were. Yeah.
Like, I would imagine even like if she, like when she was injured, she didn't bleed blood. She would have bled water because she's an
Sprung a
elemental
leak.
being. Yeah.
I imagine the scene where Edward Scissorhands like pokes the waterbed and the water just like shoots out.
Oh my god. Yeah, is it like pressurized? Is it anyway?
Do you move via hydraulics? Like how?
He is a starfish already.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Okay, well, this is wonderful. But it's also a good place for us to stop for right now. and y'all can think about what you would like to do with the bottle, with the tiny
with the
ship.
Darla's unlucky
The
luck.
Darla's luck,
upsetting.
and it's tiny, tiny sailors inside a bottle. And hey, you all can come back here next Sunday
I was gonna say it's
at
only a week.
6 p.m. Eastern to find out what the party does with the tiny
All
Darla's
right.
luck inside a bottle and all the tiny sailors.
Sure, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be great.
It'll be great.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thank you so much for the raid and for hanging out and
was
resubscribing
nice.
and all of that jazz. You can follow us on the Twitters and hang out with us on the Discords and stuff. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Yay.
Bye.